I will be king of the pirates!
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Luffy's Devil Fruit Was Corrupted and He Became Revengeful Madman movie. Before we start, please go support Victor Van Helsing 6 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Luffy is a male. Luffy lost his nakamas thanks to Kuma. He awakens his fruit, but it is corrupted and becomes a hole full of loneliness, hatred and revenge. Now he fragmented his heart, creating dark versions of his friends who are very different, but with a bestial power, and wanting to eliminate the marine force. What will happen now that Luffy changed brutally to the point of wanting to eliminate all those who stand in his way to his revenge, without knowing that the one who took his friends alive from Wano is the same one he wants to kill? The fragmented heart, a path of revenge. Well, here is a story of One Piece, but a little changed. Ass and Whitebeard will not die, but will look for a way to return Luffy to normal. Well, let's not give it any more thought. Without further ado, let's begin. As much as One Piece, videos, characters, images and others are not mine, they are from their respective authors. Without further ado, let's start. Narrator. In front of the hueco are the worst demons that he could not even imagine in his worst nightmares. These demons are the feared Mugiwaras, but these are not the ones he knew. They are something much more sinister and dangerous. Kaido. Who are you? Aren't you the Mugiwaras? Who are you? A few minutes ago I killed you. How can you be alive and stand up again without any damage? Why? Looking angrily at those people who were smiling. Mugiwaras. Don't you see, Kaido? We are the memories of Alquora-sama, his friends, that which you will never be able to defeat, our friendship, bastard. Alquora. I'll tell you something, Kaido. What you did to the citizens and the thousands of deaths you took away is unforgivable. I will never forgive you, even if I beg on my knees. I, Monkey D Luffy, not like the devil Alquora, will kill you along with my nakamas. His green eyes suddenly turned yellow. I will never forgive you. Black and green lightning destroyed the ground. You will not be saved from my Kaido. Kaido. Perhaps this is the power of this fruit. You are not human, and why do you now call yourself Alquora instead of Luffy? That they have made you a child to want to continue with this theater. Alquora. There is no theater. We Mugiwaras will defeat you once and for all. At that moment they all attacked and Kaido covers himself. There will be no mercy for you. Narrator. On one of the hundreds of pirate ships that gathered to save Luffy and return him to normal, two yonkums were talking while they saw the great island of Kaido. Those were Whitebeard and Big Mom, who looked seriously at that ship in the sky, and a great explosion was seen. B Blanca. Because I feel that Luffy is already dominated by that fruit, we shouldn't have left him alone, and here he announces his original name, proclaiming himself Alquora. B Mom. Is it possible that something has contaminated him? Is it because he is no longer Luffy? We have to defeat him, Whitebeard. If we do it soon, it will be impossible to stop him. B Blanca. But that guy is nothing compared to the one we met before. It's like he was another person at full speed. Friends, let's hope we don't arrive so late. Where are you, ass? Narrator. At that moment, a ship arrives with a fire propeller behind it and it lands in front of the two, who look at it with a subtle smile. Ass. I've arrived. I've come for my brother. It's time to save you like you did in the past, Luffy. B Blanca. B Mom. You've arrived, brat. Narrator. While on the other side of the sea in the fleet of the marine force on a ship, a person was more than angry. His beloved grandson had become the devil that was a retired admiral who had returned at the request of the elders of the Gorosei. Because his 3 admirals were defeated by the beast called Alquora, that person was Monkey D Garp. Jarp. Because the most dangerous fruit of all had to be my grandson's, the dangerous Akuma fruit, Akuma no Mi, the fruit that devours demons. Now we will have to stop him. I know you are not from the Navy, but I will give you provisional passes. You will be from the Navy. In addition, I need the help of the previous Mugiwaras, isn't that right? Mugiwaras narrate. We have to go back to the beginning 2 years ago when all this hell began, and how we have to make our captain see reason and get him out of this cesspool that consumes him. First chapter. The worst mistake, the awakening of the Akuma fruit. Akuma no Mi. Narrator. In the battle against Admiral Borsellino and Kuma, Luffy tried by all means to defeat them, but it was useless. One by one, his nakamas disappeared before his eyes. Slowly, the smile of Admiral Borsellino grew bigger when he saw how the crew of the Straw Hat disappeared and only Luffy remained. Writer from Minute 010 to 208. Nothing more. Narrator. Which was very bad, but Kuma said. Kuma. Don't worry, Mugiwara, I will free you from your misery. Narrator. At that moment Luffy screamed while the Borsellino admiral saw how for a few seconds he saw a monster screaming and turned to look at them. Hey Borsellino. Kuma retreat, but out of nowhere Luffy took one of Zoro's swords and returned to where Kuma was at an incredible speed, and he tried to back away, but the sword that Luffy had turned black and slashed his arm, which exploded when the robotic being retreated with great damage and arrived with Admiral Borsellino looking at him in fear. The two saw something that terrified them. That is impossible, that is Monkey D. Luffy's body changed radically in his chest. A hole was created that showed his now exposed heart. It came off falling to the ground. A tar was created and contaminated everything in a specific area that can't be Luffy. Now I remember the fruit that the Gorosei are looking for, the fruit that can devour demons. Perhaps this fruit is his. No, impossible. They said that this fruit was lost and was never found, but because I feel that my power could be absorbed, I feel my body screaming at me to go and not look back, but that is not from an admiral. I am a Borsellino, one of the 3 most powerful admirals. Narrator. Those present felt an aura of hatred, revenge and sadness. The black tar came out of his chest. His tears looked like tar and left a mark on his face. The ground looked like a black hole that swallowed everything. The new Luffy looked calm, but his hatred was enormous. The black sword he had in his hands was as if that blade was full of hatred and resentment that he had against them. The sound of the metal resonated in the place, and his appearance said it all. He was no longer Luffy. His enormous demon wings came out of his back, 2 horns adorned his head, his yellow eyes shone, and his tears did not stop falling, but in his chest a huge hole could be seen where his heart should be, making it look on the other side. At that moment everything stopped and the colors disappeared, a shadow appeared in front of him, and red eyes opened, and with a dark voice he said. The life of your nakamas has disappeared, but I can help you. D Luffy, do you want my help? Do you want me to revive them? Do you want to have them by your side again? Luffy. Yes, I want to give me back what they took from me. Then it's a deal, but in exchange I want you to kill the Gorosei and their false king. We'll start, your nakamas will return, and with more force. Hahaha, of course they are not the same, nor are they the same. Wake up Monkey D. Luffy's crew, but that name is Bane. I'll give you a better one. Now you will introduce yourself with the name of Alquora. Alquora. I like the name. I will kill anyone who gets in the way of our revenge. At that moment, the stop time returned to normal. The colors returned and looked at the 2 men in front of him. You, the Navy and the damn Gorosei must disappear. You took my nakamas from me, and I will kill you. Meticulously pointing at them. At that moment the Dark King's haki was released, and they were amazed by that. The pressure exerted began to create a brutal distortion to the point that the pitch that was at their feet began to boil. At that moment, a sphere of black energy with green was created in his fingers, and it grew enormously, scaring Kuma and Borsellino. I will show you the hatred and resentment that I have for you, pair of garbage. The ground fragmented to the circumference of that pitch. Inside of it was a figure sitting on a throne, and it smiled, saying, that shows who is more powerful, Alquora. Feed on that hatred, that resentment, and that violence, along with that desire for revenge. That is your only food. Narrator. At that moment Borsellino says. Hey Borsellino. I won't allow it, Luffy, but it was too late. The shot devastated more than 4 kilometers, and the admiral saved his life, but not his leg that he tried to regenerate with the power of his fruit, but it didn't work. He looked with a grimace of terror. His limb was bleeding. It was the first time he felt pain, but he saw how Luffy got up and looked at him with those yellow eyes that flashed fury and hatred. My leg, hi, you are a monster Mugiwara. He crawled and leaned against it, destroyed. All looking at Luffy with fear. Alquora. This is what they turned me into. Now I'll kill you all for what you did to my friends Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Robin, Frankie, Usopp, Brook, Chopper. When the energy sphere was created again, Kuma stood in front of the admiral shooting at him. Kuma, a bastard. Narrator. When the shot was about to hit, Luffy remembered his friends. At that moment, he heard the sound of a heart. Closing his eyes and seeing his friends in his memories, but at that moment a woman with many cannons came out of his pitch. She protected Alquora with her metallic dragons from the energy beam that dispersed when it touched the 4 steel heads. He opened his eyes in amazement and looked at that intimidating looking woman and 4 mechanical dragon heads that came out of her hip, and Luffy said. Alquora. You look like Usopp. At that moment he saw his friend and then her, and she smiled. Captain Alquora, it is a pleasure to be in your crew. She hugged him and turned around with hatred towards the enemies. You will not let you lay hand on Alquora-sama. Alana will not let you get close to my captain. Belfast, Sandelfo, Regalian, Galio, open fire. The 4 roared loudly and lined up, charging energy in their mouths and cannons. The shots tried to hit the 2 enemies, but Kuma took the admiral with his only arm. They moved quickly, narrowly dodging the attacks. Some hit the trees, destroying them. I will not let you touch my captain. At that moment Borsellino said. Hey Borsellino. I won't leave you alive. Woman dies, pointing with his finger and gathering energy this shot to Alana's heart, but when the shot was going to hit it directly, someone cuts that shot in half, making a huge explosion behind them, splitting several trees behind them, like my attack was split in half. What is that? An axe. A giant figure was in that darkness, and its eyes shine in emerald green. Narrator. From the tar that Alquora had, someone else emerged with emerald green eyes and a large mustache, along with an impressive hide in one of his hands, a gigantic axe with a lion on the back of the weapon, covering his body with black armor with gold and a mane on his neck, as if he were a predator. You say you'll kill one of my nakamas, right? And who decided it? You say you'll kill my captain. And who decided it? You're just a lantern before the sun. The Lion of Pride, Escanor. No one will hurt our crew. Are you fine, Captain Alquora, Alana? Alana. It's you, thank you very much, Escanor. Luffy. He looks like Sanji. He looked at him and saw his friend, and then the Colossus Escanor. At that moment a machine came out of that tar that held Alana. Well, she completely came out of that tar pit and looked imposing, and with her body protected her captain. That's a machine is like Frankie, the imposing white machine with blue and red eyes, claws on hands and feet, a metallic tail that moved erratically, that ended with a tip. The cabin opened and revealed a boy with black hair and blue eyes, a gun on his side of his waist, and he looked at Luffy. You look like him. Escanor. So you finally came out, Mikitsuki. Mikitsuki. Yes, and I am here to defend my captain Alquiora-sama. He moved and pulled a weapon from his trench coat, and the weapon stopped Luffy's attack, but his eye was damaged by the attack. Alquiora. Mikitsuki, are you okay? He saw Frankie and then Mikitsuki, and he nodded, but he turned around and saw Kuma a few centimeters from Mikitsuki, but a woman with a large axe hit him, damaging his face, which showed that she was mechanical. What happened? Wait, she looks like Nami. A silhouette was shown similar to her partner, and then changed to that of that intimidating and beautiful looking woman. On her body, black armor on her head, 2 horns and yellow eyes. I'll tell you something, mechanized idiot, nobody touches my captain. This gave a great blow to the chest, and he was thrown a few hundred meters and crashed against a rock that shattered upon impact. Borsalino looked at those new enemies while he was lying on the ground. Escanor. You have already awakened Albedo. Albedo. If I don't let any of those idiots touch a single hair of our captain, looking at them with hatred. Borsalino. How can so many enemies come out of that damn tar? At that moment another person came out, a katana covered with a red fire that turned blue, his eyes were red, a demonic aura surrounded him. Who is that guy? Albedo. Has already woken up. Mikitsuki. Escanor. That's the demon. Alana. It's my Nai-sama. You messed with our crew, bastard, and I will never forgive you for that. Demonic breathing, tense stance. The floor turned into magma, and a gigantic demon stood behind him. He looked at Borsalino with hatred and said, Purgatory. Out of nowhere he was already at his side, but he created his sword of light and stopped with great difficulty the attack that looked like a yellow and red dragon that burned the place where the two were. Who are you, bastard? I'll tell you, I'm Kajiro Rengoku, the demon of the infernal sword. At that moment the particles of light from Borsalino began to separate from him and reach Alquiora's hollow, and his weapon slowly fell apart. Don't you know that Master Alquiora can absorb your devil fruit? You're finished. Borsalino is finished. He began to sweat cold when he saw how the particles of light began to disappear, and his sword became smaller. What's happening? The demon ate your tongue. Borsalino. You have to be kidding, get me out of here. Kuma. He repelled Rengoku's katana, and Kuma took Borsalino with his only arm, leaving from there at great speed. We must get away, or we will die. Kuma. Narrator. At that moment 2 more people came out of the tar and quickly stood on their sides. From the first shadow came out 2 purple snakes that almost devoured them. Borsalino. You have to be kidding. How many are there? At that moment a large hand of bones almost managed to catch them. Another one. Let's hurry. Kuma. 2 propellers came out of his shoulders, and he disappeared from sight. Narrator. After that, in the place where he lost everything, the 8 people in front of him showed up, and they said. Escanor. Excuse me, Master Alquiora, we couldn't catch them. I apologize, and you couldn't catch them. Evelyn, Victor. Evelyn. Victor. Excuse us, Master Alquiora, but we couldn't stop them. Alquiora. They look like Brooke and Robin. He looked at his friends and then at them. I see, but tell me, how do you know my current name? Everyone. That's easy, we are their nakamas. Alquiora. I see. Well, it will take longer than I thought, but my revenge will be consummated. I swear to you. That sediment that was below him began to create clothes, and his demonic form was lost until Luffy saw himself with a partial mask on his face, his white clothing and his sword at his side. He clung to it, the last thing that remained of his friends. He looked at his new team and saw similarities to his previous family and said to himself, this time I won't lose anyone again, I swear. Monkey D Luffy. Okay, let's start. First we'll hunt Kuma, but first we have to find my ship. Albedo. Don't worry, Captain Alquiora, we'll all find him. Spread out. She started to fly and the others went to different places. After a few minutes they returned. We found him. Alquiora. Well, we have to go for it. With his arm he tore from reality and saw the ship in a bubble. My beloved ship, I know you will miss my companions, but I have brought you my new nakamas. They will treat you very well. I hope you treat them like them. But when I enter the bubble, the ship began to modify. What is happening? The enormous ship was modified to the point of looking like a demon. The ship was more powerful and had 12 triple cannons. The helmsman was between two metallic horns with two triple cannons on his wave breaker, had a skull and two bones in the shape of a cross. It's incredible. Narrator. The enormous ship rose up and Alquora smiled at the sight. Everyone entered the great ship, but he saw that now he was alone. His former friends had been killed. At that moment, a fawn came out of his chest and looked at him. At that moment, he cried and said, Alquora. Chopper. He saw his friend and then her. At that moment she went to hug him. I know they are not going to come back, but. Escaner. Chizuru lets Alquora-sama release everything from him. Chizuru. Don't worry, let go of all that sadness. Alquora-sama. She hugged him tighter. Escaner. I know you are hurt by the loss of your nakamas, but we will be by your side no matter what we have to do. Rengoku. Victor Mikitsuki. But we will help him avenge his friends. Debo. Chizuru. Evelyn. Alana. We are not going to abandon you, we will make you fulfill your revenge, we promise. Alquora. It seems like it's raining, but we can't do anything else. At that moment everything stopped again. You're wrong, do you know what your new nakamas are? Alquora. What do you mean again? And what do you mean? Your questions will be answered in due time, but I will answer everything in due time. Boy, first, your heart is linked to your new nakamas. Creations of your heart are memories of your friends, meaning I gave life to your memories, and so you don't lose them. I have given them immortality, but if you die they will die with you. Alquora. My life is linked to them like. Alquora. That's all I can tell you for now, and your answer to my name was called Vasto. That's all I can tell you. At that moment everything returned to normal. Alquora. I see. Well, it's time to go for Borsellino and Kuma. That will be our first objective. Who can command this ship? Albedo. Let's start. Mikitsuki. We will do our best to live up to your expectations. Alana. We will always protect him. Evelyn. We will never leave him alone. Escaner. We will always be your crew. Rengoku. We will be by your side through thick and thin. Victor. Remember, we will always be your faithful crew. Chizuru. I know I can't heal your wounds, but I'll try anyway. Now what you need is. At that moment he sees a navy ship and that tenses him. That ship is from Escaner La Marina. Rengoku. Captain, your orders. Alquora. If there is a chance to find those bastards, I will take it. Albedo moves the ship towards them. I will personally go to attack them. He spread his demon wings. Follow me closely. Albedo. To all the crew, prepare, and everyone to their places at full speed. The engines began to activate and the ship began to move. At that moment Alquora flew and began to approach the marine ship at great speed. The captain of the marine ship saw a large ship approaching quickly. Out of nowhere, a person landed in the middle of the ship. His face was hateful and he said with a gloomy voice. Alquora. Where is Borsellino and Kuma? Tell me before I kill everyone on this ship. Narrator. Everyone saw this one with those enormous demon wings and many began to feel afraid. Marines. Who is this guy? He's not a Junko. He can't possibly have such an incredible aura. Just seeing him scares me. Alquora. I won't ask you again where Kuma and Borsellino are. I don't know who you are, but they are not on this boat, but you consider yourself arrested. Narrator. At that moment another giant figure falls from the sky and next to his captain. When he gets up his eyes shine blue. Everyone at that moment became more scared, but they never realized that the enormous ship that they saw in the distance was already at their side, but it was much bigger than they thought because that enormous black ship measures more than 1,000 meters, leaving the navy ship like a miniature with great speed. The triple cannons aligned and aimed at the ship, making everyone more scared. Escaner. Captain Alquora, what do we do with them? We kill them or we sink the ship with them. Morino. Wait, they're not here. Alquora. Escaner, don't threaten them. I know it's not their fault, they follow your orders, but I'll give them one more chance. Tell Borsellino and Kuma that I will hunt them down without mercy. For what they did to my nakamas, I will never forgive them. At that moment, a black mist came out of his chest and the sailors began to faint. This is a small part of what I can do. He tore through space with his hand and reached the helmsman where Albedo was, and when he turned around, his eyes turned yellow and they all fell to the ground. That is just a part of all my power. Well done, Alquora. Soon you will learn everything we know. We are very close to them, Uranus, Pluto and Poseidon, and with your warm heart, innocent, the first will get out of this damn prison where they locked me up 500 years ago. This time I will not forgive them. Ha 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 ha. Narrator. On another side, far from where Luffy was in the Sabaody archipelago, a person is angry. That was Carlos, who wanted to kill Luffy for the blow he gave him while kicking a woman who was on the floor. Carlos. That pirate dared to hit me, one of the descendants of the kings, well he continued to take his revenge on the woman who seemed not to move anymore well, I could not even take it out on this bitch, well taking out his golden pistol I already had fun with you, die the shot hit the woman's head well, we'll go to another auction place, I want to get a new toy, hahaha. Narrator. In front of the slave traders district, a port where people were brought for sale, the pirates were drinking and eating when a huge portal opens in front of everyone and they are horrified to see a huge ship with a skull on the bow, on one of its masts, a pirate flag that everyone recognized. Pirate 1. That's the Straw Hat cruise ship, it's not impossible, they were caught by Borsalino and Kuma. Pirate 2. Perhaps they joined the world government and are powerful. Narrator. In the shadows a woman watched everything from hiding and with fear. That can't be Luffy or his nakamas. Narrator. The enormous ship anchored in place and at that moment the skull opened its jaw, seeing 9 spectral figures in that fog. Alquora. I've returned and it seems that those dirty rats came here to hide. I will look for them and find them. I will make them pay for killing my nakamas, I swear, Monkey D Alquora. Narrator. Far from the Sabaody archipelago, Borsalino saw his new prosthesis because he knew that Luffy would look for him to kill them. Borsalino. This is terrible, my powers were reduced to 1/3 of my previous power. It's very terrible, Luffy, but what terrifies me most is knowing that he can kill without remorse. That figure of happiness was lost. Now only the devil exists. Kuma. Borsalino, I have to tell you something, Luffy's nakamas are alive. Borsalino. What a thing, like they're alive, maybe he was trying to deceive us grabbing him by the torn shirt, but it's good news, you know where they went. Kuma. I don't know the specific place, but we have to find them at all costs. If we let Luffy fill up with hate, it will be impossible to live in peace, I know where to find them. Borsalino. Where we'll go first? Kuma. It's complicated, I only know that the first one is very close to here. Borsalino. Boatswain's new course towards Kuma. Kuma. Northward. Borsalino. You heard it, heading north. Boatswain. Immediately, Admiral Borsalino, everyone hoist the sails. We have a new course to the north. Move, lazy meetings. Marines. Yes, sir. Narrator. While in other places Luffy's nakamas did not know how they arrived at remote islands of the Grand Line, now they would train and go through their new adventure which is about to begin. To be continued. Narrator. While in the Sabaody archipelago the pirates saw the new enemies enter the place with a great triumphal entrance, while everyone surrounded them and one of them said. Pirate 1. That flag belongs to the Straw Hats because they have it. Don't you know that the admirals are looking for them? Alquora. Don't bother me, idiots, I'm not in the mood. Pirates. How dare you insult us? They all attacked him, but at that moment he turned around and they all saw a hole so dark in the middle of it a demon came out and at that moment they all fell to the ground. Alquora. You trash won't dare to move because I will have no mercy on you. Escaner. That's our captain. Victor Ringoku Mikitsuki. We never thought our captain would be lethal, hahaha. Albedo Evelyn Alana. Never make Alquora angry. Chizuru. He looks scary, but I like that he avoids unnecessary battles. Alquora. It's time to eliminate those Borsalino bastards and Kuma, I won't forgive them. Clarifications. As you saw, Luffy is no longer a human and also no longer has any trace of what Luffy was. He is now a monster instructed by something that was created from the Void Century, the first pirate to obtain a devil fruit. I will show you this demon brought from another time. Let's begin. As you know, Vast is something that lives inside the Akuma fruit, Akuma no Mi. This has its past with Imu, but it is not time to reveal who it was, for now its false form is the appearance that I will show you now. This is Vast without awakening. He wants revenge on the Gorosei and Imu, that is his goal, and he will use Luffy to get it at all costs. He has no scruples, no mercy or pity for those who hurt and kill innocents, he only wants to fulfill what he could not do in his past, and the fruit gives him the power to affect its new bearer when he sees the despair that its current bearer experienced. Now let's talk about Luffy's Akuma no Mi fruit. It has no form, it can acquire any form of the devil fruits to camouflage itself and avoid falling into the hands of the Gorosei. It can even remain dormant or change users when it does not see potential for its main purpose. Now I will show you Luffy's new crew, now called Alquora, but first I will show you their power and abilities of the Akuma no Mi. This fruit can copy and tear off devil fruits, copy them with or without their disadvantages. That is the strongest point of this. Its power is brutal to the point of creating copies of the people that he tore off his devil fruit, which has their memories of the affected person, but they will swear loyalty to their new master Alquora. The fruit has another ability, fragments the heart of its user, and what he most desires will come true. As you saw, the Deceiba has his nakamas again, and the Akuma. Nomi gave them to him with the help of Vasto. Those would be all the abilities. Let's talk about their reincarnations in total. There are two: the Bat Demon form and the Fallen Angel Akuma form, which is brutal, but has a disadvantage that you will soon know. Another ability of this fruit is Time Back, returns to its glory to the elderly and returns their abilities from their youth, but this has a price. You will stay like this for 10 years, but you will lose a part of your memories. Well, without further ado, let's start with his second in command. Escanor, the Overlord of the Sun. The power and bravery of a Nemean lion and the heat it gives off is comparable to that of a supernova. He will not hesitate to protect someone in need. His power is at the level of a hueco, and his beloved divine axe Lionel is always by his side. Culinary master and the chef of the Arcadia ship, he loves to see the moon and hates arrogant people. His pride is brutal, and he is proud of his captain Alquora. His most powerful attack is Big Bang Storm, capable of reducing everything to ashes. He has a second form called Overlord that he takes out in battle. Keep in mind that this Escanor has no disadvantages, and as Vasto said, he will never die unless Luffy is attacked to death. The next in command is Rengoku, the Demon of the Sword. The master of the Infernal Sword, the Demon of Hell. His power has 9 circles depending on his sins. He will choose the circle with which to attack, which are limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, anger, heresy, violence, fraud and betrayal. His power increases according to the sins of his enemies, and his speed is compared to that of lightning. The elements he can use are lightning, water, wind, darkness, fire, earth and fog. He is the swordsman of the group. He feels great loyalty to Alquora and follows his orders without question. His sister is Alana, who is a human android. His most powerful attack is Purgatory, capable of reducing anything to ashes. His swords are Ouroboros, Orochi, and Amaterasu. The latter, in its sword demon form, can return any attack with 6 times its power. Well, this is only a part of his power, and as Escanor, he cannot die. His next in command is Victor, the Demon of Music. His songs make people happy. He is kind, he can give off happiness, but inside that skeleton is a demon that with his music can turn evil people into his lackeys, to the point of turning them into music demons. His power can affect not only his crew, by giving them power and creating weapons to improve their companions. If required, he can weaken his enemies with his sound waves, affecting the minds of his enemies, and he was able to create together with Mikitsuki the 3 great titans horn, TV and camera, which are brutal being technology and sonic power. Apart from that, with his body, he can create large skeletons with which to fight the giants. His power lies in sound and mind control, and like the others he can only die unless Luffy dies. The next Mugiwara is Bellona, the Living Hellship. Her power is compared to a great fleet of war of the navy. Her cannons and her 4 mechanical pets Belfast, Sandelpho, Regalian and Galio, which defend her, are brutal. She is one of the 4 queens of the Arcadia ship, the third in beauty. Her ability is to become one with any marine ship and commands the Arcadia if Albedo is not there. Her weapons were created with the help of Mikitsuki, which are at the level of a high armor hockey. Her power is considerable to that of a Big Mom base, but in her ship form she is indestructible and can join Arcadia to have her captain and her companions inside her. She secretly loves Alquora and has a complicity with her other 3 queens. Her firepower and her ability to be a ship and a mobile base on land capable of moving without receiving damage from artillery from the navy or other enemies, and although the 3 titans that she carries inside attack her at the same time, they could not cause any damage like in the others. Only if Luffy dies, she will also die happily, for to be with your loved one in this life and the next. His power lies in his weapons and resistance. The next Mugiwara is Mikitsuki, the Machine Demon. The engineer and creator of machines of the crew is a master in matters of armament and war power. His main armor is his robot called Barbados. His power and strength lies in the energy core provided by Escanor when creating a mini-sun that Mikitsuki condensed in his energy system. Mikitsuki, despite being a creator of machines, loves nature and life, but if someone threatens her, he will not hesitate to eliminate them with Barbados and together with his machines, the 3 titans that exist within Arcadia, will destroy the enemies. His body is armored and creates weapons with his skin, with which he can stop any attack that tries to harm his comrades or someone else. We will continue with the next nakama is the Angel and the Demon of the Mugiwara's Albedo. Her power and ability is a mystery, but her great black battle axe is capable of cutting a navy ship without even showing effort, is one of those who operate the Arcadia, and helmsman on her back has 2 fallen angel wings, and its feathers are as sharp as if they were extra swords, in addition to controlling them and making them return to her body on her head. 2 demon horns. Her power is a king-level. Kaido's right hand is the first in beauty of the 4 women on the ship she is obsessed with. Having Alquora because she admires and loves her captain, but that love is more than Alquora can bear. Like the others in the Straw Hat crew, she cannot die unless her captain dies. The next is the second enemy of Albedo in the competition to have Alquora's love. The next is La Demonio de las Serpientes, Evelyn. Her power is similar to the Shichibukai boa Hancock, but this one is even more dangerous. Her saliva is capable of petrifying people. Her body is imbued with poisonous haki. If it hits something it will be instantly corroded. Her body can create shadow snakes that come out of her back. When she enters her Gorgon form, no one can stop her anyone, and whoever looks at her will turn to stone. Her power is brutal and competes for Alquora's attention. She has the same weakness as everyone else. When Alquora dies they will also die. The next in line in command is the Fawn of Nightmares, Chizuru. Chizuru is the healer of the crew. Her power is similar to that of Chopper, but she can combine her variants and be more powerful and versatile, in addition to obtaining the Chimera version that makes her more powerful, but this one has an advantage against Chopper. She can secrete a powerful sleeping pill that exhales from her body which puts them in their dreams, or rather her nightmares are brutal to the point that everything that happens in the dream happens in real life, like Big Mom can bring her nightmares to the real world by giving them a fragment of her soul. She loves Alquora, but shyness defeats her, the last in beauty of the four. Like everyone else, she has the same weakness. When Alquora dies, she and the crew die. The massacre in the Sabaody archipelago. Well, here is the second chapter of the story. Well, let's not go around in circles, let's get started. As much as One Piece, videos, characters, images and others are not mine, they are from their respective authors. Without further ado, let's start. In the previous chapter. Narrator. While in the Sabaody archipelago the pirates saw the new enemies enter the place with a great triumphal entrance, while everyone surrounded them and one of them said. Pirate 1. That flag belongs to the Straw Hats because they have it. Don't you know that the admirals are looking for them for hitting a Tumuyobido? Alquora. Don't bother me, idiots, I'm not in the mood anymore, I'm going to kill that Tumuyobido. Pirates. How dare you insult us? They all attacked him, but at that moment he turned around and they all saw a hole so dark in the middle of it, a demon came out that became enormous to the point that they were simple ants before the imposing demon in front of them. At that moment everyone fell to the ground. He looked ahead and saw everyone terrified. Alquora. You trash won't dare to move because I will have no mercy on you. Escaner. That's our captain. Victor Ringoku Mikitsuki. We never thought our captain would be lethal, hahaha. Albedo Evelyn Alana. Reminder, never anger Alquora-sama. Chizuru. It looks scary, but I like that he avoids unnecessary battles. Smiling. Alquora. It's time to eliminate those bastards Borsalino and Kuma, I won't forgive them, and if I find a Tumuyobido I will kill him without showing mercy. In the current chapter. Narrator. The city had the same problems as always, the Tumuyobido threatening everyone, while the navy searched for Luffy and his crew, but he had disappeared along with Kuma and Borsalino, while the next in command was Akainu, who was upset by Borsalino's incompetence. Akainu. Where is that damn Borsalino? He should already be here reporting everything that happened with Mugiwara and his crew. You tell me where Kuma is. Morino. We don't know anything about him. He went with Borsalino and that's the only thing we know about him. Akainu. Damn, the Tumuyobidos are upset that damn pirate monkey D Luffy hit one of their own, but when I find him I'm going to kill him. Narrator. In the streets of the city Alquora and his crew were walking when they stopped abruptly. No one could believe what was happening. Carlos was in front of Alquora and his crew. Carlos. Who are you, bastard, and why are you standing in front of me? Wait for that woman, guards, I want that dear woman as my pet. The guards went against her to catch her, but instead they all fell to pieces because Ringoku had killed them all on the spot. Alquora looked at that man with hatred and said with a calm but angry voice. Alquora. Leave my crew, you bastard, know your place. Rider. Just change Ichigo to Carlos. Alquora. This time it won't just be a blow, I'll kill you. At that moment, Alquora's body changed in front of everyone. The man looked like a demon from hell. No one could believe it. For the second time another person challenged Carlos, who took out his weapon and fired his entire load, but saw no damage to him. Didn't you see it, imbecile? Can't you see beyond your fat, ugly face? He raised his hand and dropped the bullets, surprising everyone as he dropped 6 bullets. Carlos looked around and saw that his defenders were dead. He stepped back. Fear consumed him. You know, because of you, I lost my nakamas, so I'm going to kill you, but first I'll make you live through hell. At that moment, Carlos's feet were caught by a tar that slowly consumed them. I'll make you see terror before I die. Carlos. No, you can't kill me. If you do you'll face a lot of marines, and the 3 admirals will come for you. Wait, something is down there, get me out of here. Hey. At that moment blood came out of that black hole, while his screams flooded the place. The screams continued, all the people looked in fear as the Tumuyobido screamed and said, help me, dad, sister, someone. At that moment, Alquora knelt down and grabbed Carlos's hair violently and said with contempt. Alquora. Do you really think I care about your spoiled brat whining? You don't know how much I hate men like you, bastard. At that moment he spat blood and stopped screaming. Alquora took his head from the ground and everyone paled. His companion saw everything with a smile. Carlos's head was in Alquora's hands, one less, two more to go. Mikitsuki, give me a spear. Mikitsuki's robot took out a metal rod with a tip. Alquora took it and impaled the head that showed a grimace of pure terror, planting it in front of him, and looked at everyone. His prison is over, soon the world will change, I swear to you, Alquora, the captain of the Mugiwaras, let this serve as a lesson to those who with power subdue everyone, come to my Arcadia. Narrator. In the port the impressive ship lit up its eyes, and from below propellants came out that made it take off into the air. The gigantic ship arrived at Alquora, he said with a dark voice. Alquora. Everyone enter my ship. What I will do now will not be anything good. I will eliminate the Temubitos once and for all from this archipelago. I swear that now. Everyone inside the ship dropped an elevator and thousands of people entered that elevator, seeing Alquora in front of two admirals who walked to go against him. Well, they saw Carlos's head. Those were Akainu and Aokiji and hundreds of soldiers who surrounded the Straw Hats. So here are the powerful admirals, the most dangerous in the entire navy. I hate them. A shockwave occurred and everyone took cover. Akainu. Who is this guy and why did he kill a Tenryubito? He's crazy, but this will cost him his life and that of his companions. Aokiji. Wow, it will be difficult to defeat them. At that moment he looked up and opened his eyes in surprise. What is that? Akainu pointing up. That ship is flying. That is impossible. Akainu. What? Looking at the imposing ship. That's damn pirate. Where did you get that ship? Wait, look Aokiji, that flag. Aokiji. That flag belongs to the Mugiwaras. Alquora. Yes, we are the Mugiwaras, but we have changed a little. Come, I will not have mercy on you, right? My dear Mugiwaras. Victor. Let's start with the concert, Captain Alquora. At that moment, his body began to emit black smoke and from it emerged a skeleton king with his axe and guitar. At that moment, horns came out of the Arcadia and began to play a song that Victor began to spread to the sailors as if they were beginning to lose their minds. At that moment, a tar rose through their bodies and all the soldiers began to change and pointed at the admirals with their new forms. My dear comrades, let's give the admirals a battle they will never forget. Hahaha. Prepare, aim, fire. Everyone aimed Akainu and Aokiji and fired, but these with their devil fruits protected themselves and killed the enemies, but every time they eliminated one 10 more appeared. What's happening? The admirals can't against my army of infernal music. Hahaha. His eyes turned red. Let me take care of them. Captain Alquora. He played his guitar while singing and watched as the admirals killed hundreds of Victor's soldiers. Hahaha. What's happening? They can't against a million soldiers. Hahaha. At that moment on one side everything turned into magma and on the other an ice wasteland. The two admirals had serious wounds. Oh, now I see. Hahaha. Well, let's see what they do with this. From the lava and ice their army came out without any damage and attacked them mercilessly. Hahaha. What happened? The most feared admirals cannot handle the immortal skeleton soldiers. Hahaha. Garbage. We will show them the power of the Mugiwara crew. At that moment the two admirals said. Akainu Aokiji. Hell, absolute zero. At that moment, all of Victor's armies fell, and his guitar strings were destroyed. We did it. Victor. The fun is over, let the heavyweights come, but this one didn't stop singing. Escanor Rengoku. Leave it to us, Captain. Alquora. I see. Well, have fun, brothers. Escanor. Sunshine mode. The flames consumed Escanor, who emerged from a red sphere that slowly condensed in his body. Well, let's start. They tell you Akainu, right? They say your devil fruit is Magu no Mi. No sooner will I show you the power of fire, cruel son. At that moment Akainu saw true fear when he saw a red sphere centimeters from his face. He covered himself and received the attack full on, causing a huge explosion. When the smoke dissipated, he was seen with large wounds and without his admiral's trench coat. His red suit had burned to the point of having nothing on his chest, and Escanor was seen twice as big as him. What's happening? You're not going to attack me, I'm waiting for it. Aren't the admirals the most powerful? You're taking the piss, right? Well, you're not what we Mugiwaras expect from an admiral. Was that enough? Don't you think so, Captain? Out of nowhere, Alquora appeared in front of him and pierced his chest. The battle ended. He returned to normal, and Alquora took the devil fruit out of Akainu's body, still alive. Alquora. Finally the Magu no Mi fruit is in my hands, more power to the Mugiwaras. At that moment Aokiji runs at great speed and creates a sword with his ice, but at that moment it is destroyed when it crashes into Rengoku's swords that prevent him. Rengoku. Leave my ice bastard captain alone. Aokiji. How did you manage to stop my attack if you were so far away? At that moment his body changes and a demon appears in front of Aokiji. He put up a very thick wall of ice, but it was cut into thousands of pieces. Like he distanced himself and saw this one wrapped in purple fire and then in red. Who are you? Rengoku. Who am I? I am Rengoku, the demon king of hell. At that moment, his golden and red hair changed color to black like that of the most eternal darkness and grew. His suit burned and a new Rengoku was shown. This time you face a demon king. Now I will show you hell. He showed his two swords, one red and the other black. Breath of the flame. Ninth circle, Notoru Nijiri style betrayal. This attack advanced like two twin dragons towards Akiji, but when trying to freeze it, its ice evaporated instantly. Akiji escaped, but Rengoku still followed him closely. Do you seriously think your ice can stop my attack? Betrayal. You have betrayed many people, that is why you cannot. Against the betrayals you have done falls before the great Rengoku. At that moment the two weapons cut him. The great cuts to his chest left him between life and death. Everyone who saw inside the Arcadia ship could not believe it. That crew had defeated two admirals with great ease, and this is the power of the admirals. What a waste. To face such weak men with the powerful fruits they had, they could not against the Straw Hat crew. What a waste. At that moment this returned to normal, and Alquora appeared in front to Akiji, who was bleeding out. Alquora, without a shred of compassion, ripped a fruit from his chest. Hot. Two fruits are in the hands of our captain. Hahaha, that's great. Alquora. Finally the hi no me is mine. He absorbed the two fruits in his chest and said, wake up admirals. At that moment three figures very recognized by everyone came out of his chest. Admirals. We are at your disposal, Master Alquora, your wishes are our orders. At that moment the three knelt, and in the distance two people were seen next to a Slav. Those were the Tenuibitos. Admirals. Tenuibitos, saying it with hate. Shaurya and Roswald. Roswald. What is happening here, admirals? At that moment his companion looked in front and saw the terror at seeing Charles's head on a spear. Bastard, that is Charles. Admirals who are waiting, kill those men and women. Give them to my daughter, she will know how to tame them. When they were going to turn around, Akainu said. Akainu. Tell me, Captain Alquora, we kill them here. Tell me. Akiji. If he says we left his heads like that idiot Carlos. Borsellino. Or we beat him up, let's say, Alquora-sama. Alquora. Speaking of which, I don't want them dead so quickly. He advanced with a firm step before the two Tenuibitos. His yellow eyes shone with killer instinct. Well, the two Tenuibitos showed no fear, but his slave was the opposite. He was paralyzed and didn't know how to react, and from one moment to the next he reached him. He took the slave collar that was around his neck, and before everyone's eyes he destroyed it. With his other hand he created a portal showing the sea. He voted for the collar, and when the portal was closing, an exhibition took place, and Alquora said, you are free, they will never be able to hurt you again. Shaurya. How dare you, pirate, and you idiots who are waiting didn't listen to my father. Admirals don't know who you're messing with. Alquora. Shut up, stupid. At that moment a shockwave occurred and his guards fell to the ground. Everyone was surprised. I'm fed up with you. This one at great speed took her neck and lifted her in the air while she tried to get rid of this one more. Alquora squeezed her neck more. Tell me you don't know what pain is, despair. Truth, you haven't felt fear or feel less, but there is someone who will make you see that and will teach you the hard way. Who is the master here? This one dropped a black tear to the ground and a large black hole appeared at his feet. Alquora, tell me, are you afraid of the dark? Shaurya. I'm not afraid of anything. B as TKANGD, not you or anyone. Alquora. No one, right. Well, let's start. Great darkness. Tell me, Vasto. Can you make this woman see reason? From the tar, an eye emerged and opened and read and said in a sinister voice. Vasto. Ho, but what am I seeing? Alquora, that we have here a Tenuibito. I will make you cry and say, who is your master, bitch? A jaw came out of the ground and opened its jaws. Shaurya. What is that? Alquora. This is your hell and your reward for your good deeds. Of course it's sarcasm. At that moment Alquora released her inside. At that moment she fell inside, and when she entered they closed suddenly before Roswald's sight. That thing submerged itself in the tar, and he, like a madman, tried to get her out of that tar. Roswald. Daughter, where are you? I'll get you out of there. Scream, tell me where you are. At that moment, the screams of a woman were heard inside that tar pit. The father tried to enter, but Alquora stopped him and with great force slammed him against the floor. He spat blood and tried to go for his daughter, but Alquora didn't allow him. My daughter, my beloved daughter. Ha. Alquora. Why are you crying? Perhaps the great Tenuibitos don't cry, they are gods, they can't die. It's not like that. Then if she isn't even a simple mortal, she won't die. Roswald. We are human, she could die, please get her out of there, bastard. At that moment, the three admirals got angry. Akainu. Bastard, how dare you call our captain a bastard? He went against him and gave a powerful kick that raised him a few meters. He spat blood. Borsellino is all yours. Narrator. At that moment Borsellino was already up and said. Borsellino. You know this isn't personal. At that moment he gave a powerful axe kick to the back. At that moment his spine broke in two and he crashed hard on the ground. Akiji. You think you'll get out of here alive, human trash. He froze his right hand and took it away. Now respect Captain Alquora. Roswald. Hey. Alquora. You can release her, Vasto. Narrator. From that well came those jaws again and spat out the woman. Her clothes were torn and her hair was burnt. Her eyes barely had any shine and on her back she had a mark of the Mujiwara flag. Roswald. My beloved daughter." He crawled and tried to reach her. Hi daughter. Basto. I've given him a taste of his own medicine, but you won't be very lucky. Alquora, kill him. Don't let him recognize you in front of others. Show them the power of the Mugiwaras and the power of the Akuma no Mi fruit. Alquora. Yes, Vasto-san. Roswald advanced, but he drew his weapon and shot Alquora, but he received no damage. You are an idiot. You cannot kill something that has already died in life. Alquora arrived in front of him, and without an iota of mercy he drew his sword, and his head fell to the ground, but was caught. You do not command, bastard. This one still had a shred of life, but at that moment he died. Mikitsuki, give me another spear. It fell next to where Carlos's head was, and Alquora did the same. Now I say that any Tenryubito who dares to step foot in this place will be killed without mercy. If they dare to enter the navy, we'll eliminate them. It is not like that, comrades. The admirals smiled. Admirals? Yes, I love Alquora. Alquora. But there is still one more like Lilia. Do me a favor, heal her. Mugiwaras. But captain. Alquora. Yes, I know, but I want her to look the demon in the face. Everyone smiled. Lilia. Fine, Master Alquora. At that moment she gave her a pill. She stood up and spat out a black tar. That's it, Master Alquora. Shaoria. Where is he? He is a demon. Seeing Alquora, she stepped back in fear and terror. You are, yes, you are him. She put her head on the ground and said, I will be faithful. I swear I love Alquora. She turned around and showed her back. This symbol says that I am his. Alquora. For now I want you to say that Monkey D. Luffy was defeated by an enemy named Monkey D. Alquora, the new Shichibukai. Would you help me with that, Shaoria? Oh, you want more punishment? She bowed and said. Shaoria. Your wishes are my orders, admirals. I hope you do what our master says and tell me, master wants to do whatever he wants with me. She made a crazy face. Alquora. I'll give you new orders later, so help the others and don't torment anyone, or I'll make you pay. That was clear to you, Shaoria, looking at her with contempt and hatred. Shaoria. Yes, I love her. I like that look too much. His mind is much bigger. He tortured me for several days, which were minutes in the real world. I want him to do it again. She started to approach him, but a group of women stopped her in her tracks. Albedo. Don't get too close to Alquora-sama. It was clear, puppet. Evelyn. We'll tell you just one rule. Don't get too close to him. It's clear, bitch. Laba. I don't want to see you near him. He's our captain. It was clear. Lilia. Don't you dare touch him. He's not something a piece of trash like you can touch. Alquora. Kalama. Everyone is fine for now. Admirals, retreat and take this woman. We'll see each other in an hour at your base. I know it's not too far. We'll see each other there. Is that clear? And say that I stopped the Mugiwaras, but they escaped along with the traitor Kuma. Is that clear? Admirals. Yes, Master Alquora, we'll have them make the news right now. Don't worry, it will be a piece of cake. I'm sure the old people will be very pleased with this. It's just part of their plan. Shaoria. Yes, master, don't worry, we will do whatever is necessary for you to be happy with our results. Smiling and looking at him madly. Narrator. The four of them retreated and disappeared. Alquora. Well, people of the Sabaody archipelago, I know I caused a lot of damage, so I will create this fortress for you, my territory. He placed his hand on the ground and the entire island trembled, creating a large black hole where a pitch absorbed everything. From it emerged an imposing city made of steel and large buildings. And at that moment the elevator of the Arcadia ship descended, leaving all the people in place. Settle down, but I warn you something, if you do not give asylum to good people, the city will sink into the deepest part of this pit. I swear I will come to see my base from time to time, so I hope you do not disappoint me. Oh, if you are worried about who defends it, do not worry about that. This city has a way of battle. If someone tries to invade it, you do not know who you mess with. He smiled and everyone cheered. There were no enemies, and now the navy and that base were on his side. I know they will tell you that now by becoming a Shichibukai they will hate me, but this is for a bigger plan. Spread that I saved the city, in addition to telling you one more thing, Monkey D. Luffy is alive. I think you understand that, right? Everyone nodded, and the other races began to get along, while the Mugiwara saw their captain with pride. I retire. But this is not a goodbye, is a see you later. He spread his enormous wings and entered the Arcadia, and it left inside the ship. All the Mugiwaras were there and listened to their captain. Now we are prepared for a battle against the navy, and we invade their ranks, and it will be sooner than you think. We'll continue. Narrator. They left on the ship. While at the marine base the three admirals made their report as Luffy died, and from him was born a much more terrible ally, Monkey D. Alquora, who defended the Tenryubitos, but could not help but save one of them, Shaoria, who saw her father and brother die in the Sabaody massacre, where thousands of marines died. The only survivors were the admirals killed, and Alquora's crew. By killing the empty shell called Luffy, the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit was recovered, but Devoured by Alquora, who became the next bearer of the Akuma no Mi. Until now, Alquora joined the ranks of the Navy on the recommendation of Shaoria, but the traitor Kuma and the Straw Hat crew who escaped in the conflict with him are sought. Until now it is not known about his crew and where they took refuge. The Navy will tell its allies who is the new Shichibukai to join with the existing ones. The Tenryubito was giving her testimony, how Luffy killed her father and brother. The broken woman was crying, and Alquora arrived at the place with the Arcadia ship. The Marines were bewildered that this ship belongs to the feared Alquora who killed Luffy. At that moment the journalists got down to work that Luffy was killed by a pirate named Monkey D. Alquora and his crew who called themselves Mugiwaras, taking the name of the previous group he eliminated. Everyone knew with regret that Monkey D. Luffy had died a day after the massacre in the Sabaody archipelago. In another place, Kuma and Borsalino saw the newspaper and learned that it was all a lie and that Luffy had been promoted to Shichibukai. With bewilderment they continued reading. Kuma. We have a big problem now. I'm a fugitive and you know that Luffy's crew fled, but that's impossible. You saw it. I sent them to different places. Couldn't you believe that? Maybe not, but it's not real. We have to find the Mugiwaras. Borsalino, are you okay? Borsalino. No, I'm not well, but can you help me with this? I'm still an admiral. What puzzles me is that you appear in this photo. Kuma. What? He took the newspaper and saw Borsalino next to the other two admirals, and that disconcerted him. Borsalino, we have to find the Straw Hats immediately. They raised the sails, and from one moment to the next, they set sail immediately. We will go towards our first destination, an island to the north, where we will find Zoro, the second in command of the Straw Hats. Borsalino. Are you sure it's there? Kuma. I was very sure. Narrator. In the crew of a red-maned Junko, he was angry. The one he had helped and saw that it was developing as a successful pirate had died, and the Navy did not give him time to act, in addition to having a feeling that the one who had allegedly eliminated Luffy did not appear in photos, which said that they had not captured him. Pirate. Shanks Dono. Seems like the Navy has something up its sleeve, and who could that Monkey D. Alquora be? Shanks. I don't know, but if they have Luffy, did he face the three admirals together? Something happened, and I also feel like he's still alive. Taking out his ID card, and it was intact. Is Luffy now in the Navy? No, his dream was always to become the Pirate King. Did he kill the Tenryubitos, and that's why they gave him that position to hunt down their nakamas? There's a big mystery in this. Call everyone, we'll go to the Grand Line. Pirate. Yes, boss. Narrator. In other places the people who had helped Luffy were sad. Someone had killed his defender, and his crew had gone with a demoted Shichibukai. Some said it was a lie, and many rose up to eliminate those who left Luffy alone. In another place, Zoro woke up and saw his Shichibukai Mihik looking at him and in his hands a newspaper. Zoro. Mihik. Mihik. Calm down, Renora. Zoro, I have bad news for you. Your captain Monkey D. Luffy is dead and you abandoned him. Zoro. That he never abandons him. He got up and took the newspaper, falling to the ground again, seeing that the headline said Luffy had died. No, Luffy. Mihik. As a swordsman you do not deserve mercy. Abandoning your captain is a dishonor that can only be forgiven with death. I thought you were honorable, but I see with regret that you are not. Zoro remained silent while tears flowed from his eyes. Mihik raised his weapon, but when he was going to cut Zoro, someone stopped him. You. Kuma. Calm down, Mihik, he's innocent. And Zoro, I'll tell you one thing, Luffy is alive. Look for his ID card and see if I'm lying. You can kill me. Zoro. And I will do it. He took his ID card out of his pocket and saw that it was intact. This is impossible. Kuma. Now I'll tell you what happened after I sent you here. And Mihik, I want you to tell a rumor Monkey D. Luffy is alive. A hard blow to the new Yako P1. Well, here is the second chapter of the story. Well, let's not go around in circles, let's get started. As much as One Piece, videos, characters, images and others are not mine, they are from their respective authors. Without further ado, let's start. In the previous chapter. Narrator. They left on the ship while at the marine base. The three admirals made their report as Luffy died, and from him was born a much more terrible ally, Monkey D. Alquora, who defended the Tenryubitos, but could not help but save one of them, Shaoria, who saw her father and brother die in the Sabaody massacre, where thousands of marines died. The only survivors were the admirals, and Alquora's crew. When killing the empty shell called Luffy, the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit was recovered but devoured by Alquora, who became the next bearer of the Akuma no Mi. Until now Alquora joined the ranks of the Navy on the recommendation of Shaoria, but the traitor Kuma and the Straw Hat crew who escaped in the conflict with him are being sought. Until now it is not known about his crew and where they took refuge. The Navy will tell its allies who is the new Shichibukai to join with those already existing. The Tenryubito was giving her testimony, how Luffy killed her father and brother, the broken woman. Was crying and Alquora arrived at the place with the Arcadia ship. The Marines were bewildered that this ship belongs to the feared Alquora who killed Luffy at that moment. The journalists got down to work that Luffy was killed by a pirate named Monkey D. Alquora and his crew who called themselves Mugiwaras, taking the name of the previous group he eliminated. Everyone knew with regret that Monkey D. Luffy had died a day after the massacre in the Sabaody archipelago. In another place, Kuma and Borsellino saw the newspaper and learned that it was all a lie and that Luffy had been promoted to Shichibukai. With bewilderment they continued reading. Kuma. We have a big problem now. I'm a fugitive and you know that Luffy's crew fled, but that's impossible. You saw it. I sent them to different places. Couldn't you believe that? Maybe not, but it's not real. We have to find the Mugiwaras. Borsellino, are you okay? Borsellino. No, I'm not well, but can you help me with this? I'm still an admiral. What puzzles me is that you appear in this photo. Kuma. What? He took the newspaper and saw Borsellino next to the other two admirals and that disconcerted him. Borsellino, we have to find the Straw Hats immediately. They raised the sails and from one moment to the next they set sail immediately. We will go towards our first destination, an island to the north where we will find Zoro, the second in command of the Straw Hats. Borsellino. You're sure it's there? Kuma. Yes, very sure. Narrator. In the crew of a red-maned Junko, he was angry. The one he had helped and saw that it was developing as a successful pirate had died and the Navy did not give him time to act, in addition to having a feeling that the one who had allegedly eliminated Luffy did not appear in photos which said that they had not captured him. Pirate. Shanks don't know. Seems like the Navy has something up its sleeve and who could that Monkey D. Alquora be? Shanks. I don't know, but if they have Luffy, did he face the three admirals together? Something happened and I also feel like he's still alive. Taking out his ID card and it was intact. Is Luffy now in the Navy? No, his dream was always to become the Pirate King. Did he kill the two Yubitos and that's why they gave him that position to hunt down their nakamas? There's a big mystery in this. Call everyone, we'll go to the Grand Line. Pirate. Yes, boss. Narrator. Elsewhere, the people who had helped Luffy were sad someone had killed his defender and his crew had fled with a demoted Shichibukai. Some said it was a lie and many rose up to eliminate those who left Luffy alone in another place. Zoro woke up and saw Shichibukai Mihik looking at him and in his hands a newspaper. Zoro. Mihik. Mihik. Calm down, Rorano. Zoro, I have bad news for you. Your captain Monkey D. Luffy is dead and you abandoned him. Zoro. May he never abandon him. He stood up and took the newspaper, falling to the ground again, seeing that the headline said Luffy had died. No, Luffy. Mihik. As a swordsman you do not deserve mercy. Abandoning your captain is a dishonor that can only be forgiven with death. I thought you were honorable, but I see with regret that you are not. Zoro remained silent as tears flowed from his eyes. Mihik raised his weapon, but when he was going to cut Zoro, someone stopped him. You. Kuma. Calm down, Mihik, he is innocent. And Zoro, I'll tell you one thing. Luffy is alive. Look for his ID card and see if I'm lying. You can kill me. Zoro. And I will do it. He took his ID card out of his pocket and saw that it was intact. This is impossible. Kuma. Now I'll tell you what happened after I sent you here. And Mihik, I want you to spread a rumor Monkey D. Luffy is alive. In the current chapter. Narrator. Far from the Sabaody archipelago, Alquora was more than fine. His part of the plan was in position, while inside Arcadia, the supplies were few and Albedo said. Albedo. Mr. Alquora, we have a problem. There aren't many supplies and we have little water. We don't take many things from Sabaody and now the road to the Grand Line is very far. What will we do, Captain? Alquora. Fine, I'll look for a closer island. He widened his eyes and saw an island not far from where they were. There's an island not far from here. I'll go and do business. Albedo, come on, until you get to my position. See you later. He spread his enormous black wings and left at high speed. At this speed, I'll arrive in an hour. When he got close to the island, he saw a Navy ship and that made him angry. What are they doing here? Damn it. With great speed he reached the bow and everyone was frightened by that spectral figure that descended from the sky. So the Marines continue to be a nuisance, right? I still think they're a fiasco, defending the rich and plunging the poor into despair. What a good speech. Captain. Who is this guy? Kill him. In the blink of an eye, his men had already fallen to the ground, split in half. Everyone was scared when that man started walking among the corpses. What happened? Did he delete everyone without me noticing? Alquora. I see that your nutty brain still ignores who I am. Well, I'll tell you just once and engrave it very well in that head of yours. My name is Monkey D. Alquora. Captain. It's not true. Everyone kneel down. He's the one who killed Luffy. Everyone was shocked to see the person who killed Monkey D. Luffy. Everyone obeyed. Excuse me for not recognizing you, but we were waiting for the snake maiden Bo Hancock, who like you is a Shichibukai. My most sincere apologies if we offended you. Alquora. So the snake maiden, I want to meet her, but I have other plans on that island. From there we will see Captain, and if you dare to do something I will kill you. That I swear. He took flight and went to the island. I have many things to do than wait for a woman. Upon arriving at the island the women mobilized when they saw a person descend from the sky with black wings. All mobilized and took their weapons before the enemy. So this place does not like guests. Well, I will teach you the power of a Shichibukai. Woman. Madam, a man came down from the sky. He has enormous black wings and is dressed in white. His skin is pale as snow and he has a large horn on his right side. So Kaido has arrived, prepare everyone, we are going to war. Narrator. Where Alquora was, the women shot the arrows, but that didn't work. It seemed like he had a shield that turned the arrows into ashes. The metal melted just by being near it. No one could understand that until an old woman arrived. Who are you, man? You are one of Kaido's sons. Alquora. Kaido. No, I am the 8th Shichibukai monkey D Alquora. They all looked with fear at a new Shichibukai in front of them. At that moment Alquora was already in front of the older woman, who was surprised to see him so close to her. I don't want to do anything, I just want water and supplies, nothing more. Well, you won't get them here, man. He turned around and saw a woman with black hair, an enviable figure and a face carved by the angels themselves. In her hand she had a pink heart and she created an arrow which reached Alquora, but it was frozen and fell to the ground, shattering, astonishing everyone. That's impossible, who are you? She quickly cut through the air and pierced something, but when she reacted, he was already behind her. It's not true. Alquora. Who the hell are you, woman? Damn, two tall and corpulent women went against him, but instead he hit them and they fainted, but he caught them in the air with his wings, leaving them on the ground. Alquora. Woman. Don't call me woman, I'm Boa Hancock, a Shichibukai. You're in my domain and that will weigh on you. Alquora. What a coincidence, I'm also a Shichibukai, my name is Monkey D. Alquora. It's a pleasure to see you, Boa Hancock, but before you say anything, I didn't come to invade. Can you please sell me supplies and water in Sabaody? I couldn't stock up on the essentials to go to the meeting the Navy organized and to introduce myself. D. Hancock. I see, but tell me where your ship is. I didn't see it near the beach or in the open sea. Where is it if you're not a spy? A shadow covered the island of the Amazons and when you looked up you heard a voice. Titan TV Ron Samadajel. A huge black titan with 3 televisions descended from a gigantic ship and landed near Alquora. He unfurled a purple sword in his right hand and showed a smiling face on his giant screen. B. Hancock. What is that thing? Alquora. This lady is a titan created by one of my subordinates. This one rose in his hand, rising about 90 meters from the great ship came 8 comets that fell to the ground. Eskina Ringoku. No one will touch our captain. Victor Mikitsuki. If you want to fight, start, we are ready for a battle. Albedo Evelyn. This will not stay like this, those who try to threaten our captain deserve death. Alanicha Zuru. If any of you try to lay a finger on him you'll die. B. Hancock. I see if you are a Shichibukai I will give you what you ask for, but then leave. Alquora. Tell me what you hide inside Hancock. This was taken from the head and it sank into a deep hole of darkness. At that moment he saw how atrocious the Tenryubito are and that made him stagger. I see, so you hate the Tenryubito. I hate them too, but I eliminated 2. B. Hancock. What are you saying? No one has killed a Tenryubito. You don't know what you're talking about. If you want to get on my good side, that's not a good idea. At that moment the old woman arrives screaming. Princess, I have some news for you. A few minutes ago I got my period. It says that Monkey D. Alquora protected a Tenryubito, but it seems he couldn't protect the other 2 who died, and he also killed Monkey D. Luffy. Alquora. Wow, news flies, how quickly they found out what I did. Tell me, Grandma, what's your name? Don't call me Grandma Brat, my name is Glorious, one of the founders of this island Amazon Lilith. Alquora. I see, well Mugiwaras do not get involved in this battle, no matter how unequal it is. He descended from the Titan's hand and fell to the ground, destroying it. Now let's begin, let's see who is stronger, you or me. Narrator. A woman stood in front of Alquora and said. Please don't do anything, let's talk please. Alquora. Well, there is not even one who knows what dialogue is. This way towards her seriously, but when he was going to touch her she was attacked and turned into stone. To Alquora's shock, hey girl, are you okay? Wait, she's made of stone. He turned around and saw the 3 women behind him and Boa Hancock had her arrow pointing at him and her superior smile. Well, if you want to fight, that's fine, but don't regret what you see. Rider. Holy Alquora's transformation. This is the power I need this time. I'm not going to hold back, let's get started. Boa's sisters. B. Hancock. Who you are is not human, who you are. B. Sandersonia. B. Marigold, not a pirate, is a monster. Alquora. Well, yes, I'm the monster who killed 2 Tenryubitos monkey D Alquora. At that moment, a wave of haki from the king was so strong that it left all the women fainted, leaving only 4 who could barely stand. I see that they still have power, but this time I'm not going to hold back. He joins his hands and creates a green energy spear, lightning spear. I will no longer be the good one. We'll continue. Narrator. Elsewhere, Nami was rescued, but she didn't look kindly on Borsalino or Kuma, who now had the entire Straw Hat crew. Nami. What happens, Zoro? Zoro. We have a big problem. Nami Luffy is dead, and something has his body now. What we must do is return it to normal, not one but all of them, Borsalino and you too, Kuma. Kuma. I know it's difficult, but Luffy was eliminated, and since I sent them to different places he thinks I killed them. But the worst thing is that now he has a new crew and a new devil fruit, the Akuma no Mi, a fruit that kills you from the inside. Now what we have to do is return him to his previous version, but this will not be easy. Frankie. What is this? Luffy is dead. We are deserters from the Straw Hats. How is that possible? Tell me, Kuma. Kuma. Now they are being searched for by the Marines and by Luffy's allies who think they let him die. It's a big problem, but now I need you to help us find Luffy, now called Alquora. A hard blow to the new Yako P2. Well, here is the second chapter of the story. Well, let's not go around in circles, let's get started. As much as One Piece, videos, characters, images and others are not mine, they are from their respective authors. Without further ado, let's start. In the previous chapter. B. Hancock. Who you are is not human, who you are. B. Sandersonia. B. Marigold. He's not a pirate, he's a monster. Alquora. Well, yes, I'm the monster who killed 2 Tenryubitos monkey D Alquora. At that moment, a wave of haki from the king was so strong that it left all the women fainted, leaving only 4 who could barely stand. I see that they still have power, but this time I'm not going to hold back. He joins his hands and creates a green energy spear, lightning spear. I won't be the good guy anymore. Narrator. Elsewhere, Nami was rescued, but she didn't look kindly on Borsalino or Kuma, who now had the entire Straw Hat crew. Nami. What happens, Zoro? Zoro. We have a big problem. Nami Luffy is dead, and something has his body now. What we must do is return it to normal, not one but all of them, Borsalino and you too, Kuma. Kuma. I know it's difficult, but Luffy was eliminated, and since I sent them to different places he thinks I killed them. But the worst thing is that now he has a new crew and a new devil fruit, the Akuma no Mi, a fruit that kills you from the inside. Now what we have to do is return him to his previous version, but this will not be easy. Frankie. What is this? Luffy is dead. We are deserters from the Straw Hats. How is that possible? Tell me, Kuma. Kuma. Now they are being searched for by the Marines and by Luffy's allies who think they let him die. It's a big problem, but now I need you to help us find Luffy, now called Alquora. In the current chapter. Narrator. At that moment Marigold and Sandersonia became Gorgons. But even with his speed and size, he dodges them with ease. B. Marigold. What the heck is going on? It's like he knows it's going to happen before we do. B. Sandersonia. It's incredible, and he hasn't even used that spear. The calm on Alquora's face was incredible. His eyes were more like ice flows than Hancock's, and he said. Alquora. Tell me, was that all? What a disappointment. He dodged Sandersonia's blow and Marigold's tail whip. That's all. Okay, give me a little more fight. Escaner. I see that Alquora-sama is just playing with them. Rengoku. No, he's not even playing with them, he's evading all their attacks. Don't you believe it? Victor. Mikitsuki. Victor. Lord Alquora's melody is synchronized with his movements, they won't be able to do anything to him. Mikitsuki. His movements like Captain Alquora are like those of a well-oiled machine, it's amazing. Narrator. At that moment Alquora dodges the sisters with a spin, falling to their feet. Sandersonia's hair turns into snakes, but he avoids them and with speed he lightly hits her stomach, causing her to spit saliva. She gets up in pain. At that moment Marigold catches him, but with his haki he overwhelms her, freeing herself from her grip. He carries her and throws her against his sister, who could barely get up, falling to the ground. The two got up, but their power could not compare to Alquora's. B. Marigold. B. Sandersonia. What are you? At that moment Alquora appeared in front of them and said. Alquora. I am their defeat, piercing her chest. Oh, that's what Hancock thought. 2 fruits came out of these, and suddenly their Gorgon forms disappeared. This one with his wings caught them and put them on the ground gently. Now I see, so these are the Gorgon fruits. Ah. This one opened his mouth and devoured them in front of his sister, who saw everything. Astonished mind. Do you want to see a magic trick, Hancock? I will show you. This one hit his chest and said, come out, Marigold. Sandersonia. From Alquora's back 2 black shadows came out that became Hancock's sisters. These were more stylized and looked more beautiful than her. What do you think, Hancock? Your sisters, without those weaknesses of the Gorgon fruits, I will show you their true power. Ready, do it, attack. Bo. Hancock. B. Hancock. It's impossible. Well, they must still love me. Take this love arrow. The arrows were against the two, but these had no effect on them, like they jumped over her and fell behind Hancock, who didn't expect them. Be Marigold. Earth, a weight condensed in her hand and lightning crackled, growing its fear trembles. She tried to move, but hundreds of sea snakes made of water caught her. She just waited for the attack, which hit hard and dragged her more than 200 meters. Gloriosa. I had never seen that power, and not only that, they are very powerful. They avoided Hancock's attacks. All this is giving me a bad feeling. They are on another level. Hancock was spitting blood and saw double blood coming out of her forehead, and her dress was reduced to strips of cloth. It is worse than I imagined. Hancock. Seriously, this is the power of my sisters at 100%. She stood up slowly and grabbed her shoulder. Not only did they hurt me, but they almost broke my bones. Gloriosa. Careful, Hancock. She looked ahead and saw two water blades. She dodged them, and they cut a part of the building behind her. That was a devil fruit attack. Alquora. You are right, Glorious. The fruit of the copy of Marigold is the Diva. Diva no Mi is a fruit, Loja, capable of creating spheres of energy with the beats of its heart, and not only that, also when hitting the ground creates shock waves. This fruit was made by me and has no weaknesses. Sandersonia is the Yuru no Mi, a fruit also Loja. This creates with the water marine animals that she wants, and not only that, also can create tidal waves with any type of ground. Now tell me, do you want to continue fighting? But you know that you will not be able to win. He looked at Marigold's back and saw something that made him angry. Damn Tenubitos. At that moment the copies of Hancock's two sisters disappeared. How dare they do that? He uncovered their backs and looked at the mark that he hated. Tenubito. I hate Tenubito. He put his hands on their backs and began to make the marks on their bodies disappear until they disappeared, and at that moment he saw their memories and he began to cry. I see you suffered a lot, but this will end today. He held the two fruits he created and put them back into their bodies. Their bodies change brutally. That will be enough to make them stronger. Well, Mikitsuki creates two more titans to defend Amazon Lilith. Mikitsuki. Yes, Captain, I will work tirelessly to please you. This one entered Barbados, and it was with a TV Titan that he touched him, and they disappeared in a black cloud with purple rays. Alquiora. Escaner, Ringoku, carry Hancock sisters. Now I want to talk to her about something. He reached Hancock and copied her devil fruit. Get out of there, Hancock. The woman came out from behind him, and that impressed the two women in front of Alquiora. That was her copy. Can you return that girl to normal? See, Hancock. If Alquiora-sama touched the girl and the stone layer was shattered, that's it. I love something else. I want. Alquiora. For now, go back. She nodded and like a shadow entered the hollow of her chest, disappearing. Well, now that we're calmer, I want to know why and when that mishap happened. The Hancock. I'll tell you. Fine. Follow me. She arrived at her chambers and carefully covered her naked body with a cloth and showed the symbol of the Tenubitos. This symbol has marked us since I can remember. My sisters too. Not only that, they did terrible things to us. They also gave us those fruits to eat, and that's why we are the way we are. Maybe you are much better. You are just kind and you want to help us. Aha, what are you doing? Alquiora. Don't move. He put his hand on Hancock's back and removed the Tenubito mark. Now be happy. You no longer have that mark. Don't hold grudges anymore, and I assure you I will kill every Tenubito I find in my path. He got up and was going to leave. The Hancock. Wait, we will give you the supplies, and I thank you for your kindness. Just wait one more day. Alquiora. Don't worry about that. Besides, I will stay for several days to create defenders for you, Hancock. She felt as if her heart was beating rapidly. She felt that he wasn't looking at her for her beauty, but for something else inside her, and that made her smile. You look much better with a smile on your face. That would be all the time. She covered her face out of embarrassment, and Alquiora cut the air, showing his ship in the port. I'll see you later. Hancock. And he entered the portal, which closed, and she screamed into her pillow to lessen the sound. The Hancock. Why am I like this? Am I in love? Yes or no? I don't know. Narrator. Elsewhere on Mihik's ship, the Mugiwaras were surprised their captain now called himself Alquiora, but what they don't understand is how he managed to create new nakamas on his own. Nami. Now that I see it, why or how did he manage to create his new nakamas? That dismays me. Borsellino. I'll tell you something that even admirals are not allowed to say. The fruit that Luffy has is the Akuma no Mi, a fruit called Celestial. This allows its bearer to create devil fruits never seen before. The first fruits were created by the first bearer. His name is Ichigo. That is what his power extended into the Void Century. Robin. You mean the poneglyphs are? Borsellino. Yes, Nico. Robin created them. It was said that the poneglyph was a wall where everything about the Void Century was said, but Imu stopped him and tried to destroy that wall. But this dispersed them in the islands and continents around the world, and there the first pirate and his commanders were born, but according to history they were born from him and spread the most powerful surnames, but only one remains to this day. The surname of one of those commanders is D. Zoro. You mean Luffy and his family are? Borsellino. If they are descendants of that commander, his name was Joy Boy. Usopp? You mean the legendary Joy Boy was D Joy Boy? Kuma? Borsellino, don't say anything else, that's confidential. Frankie? Now tell us why Luffy is like this. Kuma? We don't know that, there are many doubts that not even we know, but if we work together we will discover them. To be continued. Mihik. Listen to me everyone, the navy is coming down there. If they discover you, you won't survive. Everyone did what Mihik said and hid. Watching as an admiral boarded the ship. Akainu, what are you doing here for my dominoes? Are you trying to intimidate me? Akainu. I don't just want you to hear this, a pirate named Ace was caught by Teach, or Blackbeard, they want you to protect him along with the other Shichibukais, it's an order from the world government, it will be executed within 2 days, you have 1 day to get to Impel Down, it was clear he took a cigar out of his jacket and lit it with his hand which was made of lava, even if you are a Shichibukai you are a pirate, keep that in mind. Mihik. Okay, I'll be there. I'll also take my crew if you don't mind. Akainu. Do what you want just attend it was clear pirate he turned around and went with his ship keep in mind if you don't attend, I will search for you until I find you and hang you, it was clear Mihik just looked at him and the ship began to disappear in the distance damn Akainu waving his sword which divided the sea for a moment well this is the plan and I hope you understand that you are going to do what I say. Narrator. Elsewhere in Arcadia 2 titans stood up and Mikitsuki said. Mikitsuki. They are alive. Finally we will soon be closer to Master Alquora's revenge. Narrator. While in one of the rooms, Luffy watched the sunset and something happened, he felt dizzy and searched his clothes for something. Ace's id was burning and that made him angry. Alquora. Damn everyone, come, we have to find my brother and do it soon. A hard blow to the new Yako P3. Well here is the second chapter of the story, well let's not go around in circles, let's get started. As much as One Piece, videos, characters, images and others are not mine, they are from their respective authors, without further ado, let's start. In the previous chapter. Mihik. Listen to me everyone, the navy is coming down there. If they discover you, you won't survive. Everyone did what Mihik said and hid. Watching as an admiral boarded the ship. Akainu, what are you doing here for my dominoes? Are you trying to intimidate me? Akainu. I don't just want you to hear this, a pirate named Ace was caught by Teach, or Blackbeard, they want you to protect him along with the other Shichibukais, it's an order from the world government, it will be executed within 2 days, you have 1 day to get to Impel Down, it was clear he took a cigar out of his jacket and lit it with his hand which was made of lava, even if you are a Shichibukai you are a pirate, keep that in mind. Mihik. Okay, I'll be there. I'll also take my crew if you don't mind. Akainu. Do what you want just attend it was clear pirate he turned around and went with his ship keep in mind if you don't attend, I will search for you until I find you and hang you, it was clear Mihik just looked at him and the ship began to disappear in the distance damn Akainu waving his sword which divided the sea for a moment well this is the plan and I hope you understand that you are going to do what I say. Narrator. Elsewhere in Arcadia 2 titans stood up and Mikitsuki said. Mikitsuki. They are alive at last, soon we will be closer to Master Alquora's revenge. Narrator. While in one of the rooms, Luffy watched the sunset and something happened, he felt dizzy and searched his clothes for something. Ace's id was burning and that made him angry. Alquora. Damn everyone, come, we have to find my brother and do it soon. In the current chapter. Narrator. In an Impel Down cell there was a person, that is Ace who is very hurt and with chains on his body barely moving, he sees a person in front of him. And he sees Borsellino, he gets upset. Ace. What do you want, Borsellino? Borsellino. As distrustful as ever, well I'll tell you something he kneels and says Master Luffy sends you a message in 2 days he will arrive here as a Shichibukai his name and appearance have changed when the time comes you will recognize him, well I'm going, I have to give him a chance to enter Impel Down, see you Ace-sama. Ace. Wait Borsellino, are you a Mugiwara? Borsellino. Maybe at that moment he turned into a shadow and disappeared, surprising Ace. Narrator. While elsewhere the mighty Whitebeard was gathering his entire family. B. Blanca. I know that we are all here to save one of my children, Ace, if any of you do not want to attend I will understand, but for those who want to enter the battle, thank you very much. Without further ado, let's begin with the rescue, just wait a bit, Ace, we're closer. Narrator. In Impel Down, some of the Shichibukai had already arrived, like Doflamingo, who was walking around as if it were his home, and stared at the horizon when he was amazed to see a huge ship appear out of nowhere, and he smiled. When the navy arrived they went on alert, but when the ship reached the port everyone saw when the skull opened its mouth, and from it came out Boa Hancock holding Alquora's hand, only when they stepped on Impel Down, they all fell due to Alquora's conquistador Haki, which saw them from above. Alquora. Remember, you are before 2 kings, not simple pirates. Narrator. Hancock sees Alquora as her husband, and that makes her dream about him. While her crews were behind, more than 8 women were envious of the way she had Luffy hugging her, but what they didn't know is that Alquora was deep in the Impel Down prison with Borsellino. Alquora. You already gave the message to my brother Borsellino. Borsellino s. Yes, I love you, what else do you want me to do? Alquora. I'm too original as to circa. Borsellino s. Yes, I love him, but he is not in prison, he is just arriving. Alquora. Fine, smiling sadistically, let him arrive, and when you have him, bring him to me. I want him to suffer what I suffered, the loss of my nakamas. Well, go, and if you see him, don't let yourself be seen. If you see him pretending to be you, hide in his shadow. It will be fun how I look at his face of terror. Borsellino s. If I love you, I will leave. I feel that it is about to arrive. At that moment it disappears. Alquora. Just wait, brother, I'm coming for you. He walks slowly down the stairs. When he sees the end of the prison, he sees a cell where Ace is with another pirate. So here you are, brother. At that moment Ace sees that person and doesn't recognize him. Don't you remember my brother? At that moment he puts his hand on his face and the original Luffy is seen, and he is amazed and remembers Borsellino's words. I think you know who I am. It's time to free you. Get out of there, my dear pieces. From behind him come out Marigold, Sandersonia, along with Boa Hancock. Marigold destroys that prison. Ace. You're crazy, she won't be able to wait. What's that? Narrator. The bars were reduced to pieces of incandescent metal which Alquora pierced and with his claws destroyed the chains that had Ace imprisoned. Ace saw it and touched his chest, taking out a copy of his fruit that amazed Ace even more, who Alquora devoured. Alquora. Go home, brother, I will continue the battle. He used his sword to create a portal and cut the other pirates' chains. You protect my brother, it's an order. Ace. Wait, you don't have to do this, I'm free. Come, let's go with my father so we can avoid more death. Seeing Luffy, but this was no longer his brother Luffy. At that moment he voted him to the portal and with speed he took the other pirate, throwing him to the portal. Wait, Luffy. When the two crossed that portal he said. Alquora. Take care of Shandy for my brother. The portal closed without Ace being able to do anything. Now we will start the game. Out of nowhere, hundreds of skeletal hands came out of his chest and went to the devil fruit carriers, and this one transformed into something brutal, and that scared everyone. The world doesn't need you bastards anymore. At that moment they all fell to the ground and their fruits were consumed by Luffy. More power for the Mugiwaras. Narrator. While on the surface the sailors already saw all the Shichibukai. Among them were Blackbeard, Boa Hancock, Doflamingo, Mihawk, Moria, Alquora, who was above all because he killed the new problem of the world government Luffy. At that moment a person approached him. The Kainu cowmate Garp no Lohaga's son Shichibukai. Garp. You damn bastard. Garp jumped up and gave a powerful blow to Alquora's face, everyone thinking that he had already killed him, but when the dust dissipated, Alquora was seen without a scratch, surprising everyone and also Garp. At that moment, he heard something in his ear that was imperceptible to everyone. Your grandson is still alive, go to the top floor of the prison. You'll find him there and he'll explain everything that's happening. Narrator. At that moment he turned around and said, still angry. Garp. We're not done yet, we'll leave it for today. I have things to do in the Akainu, I'll go get the prisoner. See you. Akainu. Just don't take long having it protect Luffy. Sama. Garp looked at Akainu and he said, move now, you have to be here for Ace's execution. Garp. Yes, I'm leaving here, and got on the elevator that would take him to the 6th floor. When he arrived multiple pirates were dead, but despite everything many pirates were around something that was hiding in the shadows. When Garp was on guard, he got up and footsteps were heard. Everyone moved aside, kneeling, making a path to let him pass. At the sides of that person people could be distinguished, and when they came to light was Boa Hancock along with several pirates who were feared. The strange thing is that he saw that they did not behave like pirates. Who are you? A pirate? A demon? What the heck are you? The person advanced further, and when he came to light, it was Luffy. His black hair had grown, his body full of bandages, his clothing changed, but when he saw him Garp did not recognize him immediately, but when he saw his eye with that scar he understood everything. You are no, you are my grandson. Alquora. Yes, I am grandpa, but I have changed a lot. I am not the same anymore. I am more dangerous. Look at this. In his hands a tree was created and from it grew a fruit which shone and its color changed to red with violet tones. This is the fruit Nul Nul no Mi, a devil fruit that can nullify the power of the devil fruits that want to hurt the innocent. It is a gift, grandpa, for you. Also it has no weaknesses or negative effects, like it will help you in the battle that is coming against me. Why the Navy eliminated my nakamas. I will kill and eliminate anyone who wants to stop me. Garp. Okay, grandson, let's start. He devoured the fruit, but at that moment he fell to the ground. What happened? Because I feel sleepy. Alquora. The Nul Nul no Mi needs to assimilate and you will sleep for at least a day. Rest, grandpa. Garp. Damn cheating brat. This was caught by Boa Hancock and her sisters. Alquora. Don't worry, grandfather, I'll soon give you a wife and I know who will be perfect for that position. Boa Hancock, Marigold, Sandersonia, protect my grandfather and take him to Shibundi, let him rest, make sure you take good care of him. At that moment, he created a portal far from Ace with his sword enter and leave him in his care, my brother will know how to take care of him. Narrator. While in Shibundi Ace he cried and hit the ground in anger. Ace. Damn Luffy, why did you do it? Why don't you want me to help you? Damn Jin, tell me why he did it. Jin. I think he doesn't want to see you dead, wait look Ace. Narrator. A few hundred meters away a portal opened and from it emerged 4 people looking at the 2 in the distance the others entered the portal and Ace along with Jin rushed to go with that woman. Ace. Wait the one on the ground is Garp my grandfather Garp wake up what did Luffy do to you? See Hancock. Nothing, he just needs to sleep because of the fruit that Master Luffy gave him, he will wake up tomorrow. Ace. I'll take care of him, but first he sees the portal and sees it reduced maybe he's going to leave you here. See Hancock. I'll go with him, see you later she turned into a shadow and went through the portal, surprising him and making him fall to his knees. Ace Melody to see Luffy. Narrator in the Impel Down prison the 3 returned with Alquora and they knelt before him. Alquora. They left it like I said. I'll see Amo Alquora. Alquora. Okay army, it's time to make life miserable for the sailors, who's with me? All. Go ahead, Master Alquora. Narrator. At that moment the alarm sound. Ace has been seen free on the cameras. At that moment, the jailer arrives. Magellan. Magellan. Who are you and why none of them fear me? Are they crazy? Alquora. No, they aren't, so you're the jailer of this prison, right? Magellan. Yes, who are you? Narrator. Out of nowhere Luffy was already at his side and with armament hockey, he gave a powerful blow that almost made him faint. He noticed it and retreated a few meters. Magellan. Is very powerful I never thought I would see the power of when he realized a sword cut him, but he saw the power of that military-looking woman and knew who was a woman from the navy and tried to poison her, but his poison was diluted by sea snakes made of water and then attacked by Ace with his flames that made Magellan retreat slowly at that moment Luffy was already in front of him transformed and Magellan said what have you given them they are very powerful. Alquora. Nothing, they are just copies he raised his hand and pointed at it with his fingers and said Zero the attack hit the target, the attack fractured part of the prison, now you understand the power of a Shichibukai Magellan at that moment, it pierces his body and devours his fruit and makes it one of his pieces, one less let's continue forward slowly ascending finding allies who improve their fruits and enemies, which he eliminates or devours their fruit, but arrives with Ivanko who does not want to leave there. Ivanko. I'll tell you one thing, kid. I'm not going out. Besides, you've almost destroyed the entire prison. It's time for you to just get to the surface and you'll be free. I'll tell you another thing. I can't move from here until Drago orders me to. Alquora. So my father Ivanko. Wait, your father is Drago. Alquora. Yes, because of that expression and astonishment. Ivanko. Then I'll help you. Alquora. For now I don't need you to help me, but I do need something from you he put his hand on his chest, but Ivanko was surprised to see the Haru no Mi, and that scared her don't worry, I only copied it, he devoured his fruit and said now get out of there without believing it, everyone saw how Alquora showed a copy of Ivanko in front of him, thank you for joining my cause, well it's time to go, thank you for everything, I will reward you, I swear at that moment. He cut the air with his sword and saw a portal this portal will take you to Shibundi where I send, no one will look for you there, if by chance they find you, you will be well protected on that island. Ivanko. Thank you Mujiwara, I will be in your debt for this. Alquora, tell me, do you know who killed your companions? Alquora. Was Kuma. Ivanko. Wait, it can't be. Alquora. Shut up, I don't want your excuses, I'm leaving, and if you're going to leave, it's better for you, I'm going to sink this prison. Narrator. Now with his power of Ivanko, he prevents them from discovering who the pirates are by turning them into women and rejuvenates others, obtaining their memories and new information. Meanwhile, on the first floor, everything is a disaster. The Impel Down doors are wide open. The defenses do not respond and hundreds of pirates spread out in the place causing problems. Wherever they go, the problems only grow. When Whitebeard is already in front of them, the 3 admirals are calm. Sengoku. What the hell is wrong with you admirals? Because they are not nervous because they do not attack idiots at that moment when he lifts one by the neck, he becomes a shadow and goes where there is a person among the Shichibukais, a person also disappears what is happening. Alquora Sengoku he turns around and sees Alquora with Ace at his side this day I will finish off the navy, start my dear crew. Escaner. I see Miss Hancock behind me extending his arm and a yellow sun formed in the palm of his hand. Cruel sun. Hundreds of sailors fell to the ground due to the immense heat that Escaner gave off. I'm not going to kill them yet. Narrator. In the heights, 3 titans fell and faced the giant vice admirals, who were surprised to see the 3 mechanical giants. Narrator. Elsewhere the true Mugiwaras were fighting inside Impel Down, hoping to save Ace, but when they reached the second floor, they saw the massacre that Alquora had created on the ground. Boggy was dying when Chopper saved him. Chopper. You're very lucky, Boggy. If we hadn't arrived, you'd be dead. Boggy. Thank you, but now we have a problem. There's a monster and he took away my devil fruit. He's a real villain, but I appreciate it. He killed many people without mercy, it's brutal. Nami. Where is that man? Boggy. We're in trouble, he's up there. Frankie. We have to save him from that darkness. Luffy must return to how he was before. Zoro. Wait, where is Borsalino? Boggy. It means that monster is Luffy, hey mom. Narrator. On another side of the prison Borsalino fought with his copy, but he was very powerful, even with his powers of observation hockey and armor made him an enemy to fear. Borsalino. Damn, Luffy made a very good copy of me. The bad thing is that I don't know if I can stop him here. See Borsalino. What's going on, you're not up to your standard, lame. Borsalino. Shut up with speed. The two attacked each other, but the resistance of the original fell before his copy, that with more power overwhelmed him falling to the ground. That was what I did, if we had let the Mugiwaras had left none of this would have happened. See Borsalino. Your end is near. I think it will be one of the best executions. Hahaha. With speed he hit his stomach and the ground fell. Well, let's hand this bastard over. Narrator. At the gates of Impel Down, Whitebeard saw allies everywhere when he saw a person with his son at his side and didn't recognize him. B. Blanca. Who will be the brat next to Ace? I don't know, father. B. Blanca. Marco confirms who he is. Marco. Yes, father, wait, where is he? Narrator. At that moment you hear someone say. Alquora. You were looking for me, Whitebeard-sama. Marco. How? But if he was as far away as he got here, I don't like his power and abilities. They're not from a weak devil fruit, they're from a powerful and rare fruit like our captains. Alquora. Excuse my intrusion, but I'll tell you something, Whitebeard, I already saved Ace and he's in Shichibukai. Do you want to meet him? I'll give you a direct pass to him. Marco. How dare you address our father as you? At that moment, Whitebeard stopped him. B. Blanca. Even if all of us here present faced him, we wouldn't win, I swear to you. At that moment, Alquora touched them and their fruits came out of these two, and that amazed them. How? Alquora. Don't worry, your fruit is still inside you. I just copied these fruits. The two were scared by that ability, and he devoured them. More power for the Mugiwaras. Marco. The Mugiwaras. Alquora. Well, it's time to go. You have to escape. I'll take care of everything. Go. I don't want any obstacles. B. Blanca. You say it very confidently because Brat looking at him while he extended his hand and hit the air from a dark mist, a copy of a Whitebeard came out and the Junko understood. I see you well, I will see you there even though it is very far away. BB Shadow. Don't worry, look what my captain is doing. Alquora. I will create a quick arrival for them. Zoro's sword shone, and he raised it over Alquora's head's bat. This little sword, and created a fissure towards Shichibukai, alerting not only the navy, but also Whitebeard. The Shichibukai could not believe it anymore. Mihawk, who saw for the first time a spatial cut trip, go Whitebeard, I'll take care of everything, but before his chest skeletal hands came out and went to the devil fruit carriers, copying all of these which Alquora devoured. Now your crew is mine for now. Your son is on that island. I hope you take good care of my territory. Shichibukai is my base. Narrator. He took flight with his enormous demonic black wings and went to propel down this one, returning the entire white-bearded crew to his chest, and arrived at the center of the execution square, where the Mugiwaras were bow Hancock, while the other Shichibukais were facing each other. Alquora. Well, let's start with the destruction of the navy. Today I will sink this prison to the bottom of the sea. All over the globe, the news was spread. A pirate had said he would sink the entire prison. No one thought when he said, come to my crew of shadows. Hancock, go. I don't want you to get hurt. Go with Whitebeard. The Hancock. Are you sure, Alquora? He turned around and gave him a serious look. Okay crew, we're going. The Nigra. You won't leave. Hancock. One of his crew already had her in his sights with his gun, when at that moment someone is heard screaming. 6 dance of anger. Sea of blood. The sword was covered in blood and turned into a red dragon with violet eyes that flashed death, and out of nowhere had already split him in half without anyone noticing. That's what happens to you for trying to hurt a friend of the bastard captain. Mihawk. Impossible, I didn't see when it moved. The Nigra. Impossible, how he did it. Tell me, are you Blackbeard? I don't want to know how strong you are. A golden axe was seen and a tall man. I want to see if you can devour my son. He raised his hand and a great scorching sun covered everything around him, and he went against the pirate who didn't expect it. Narrator. While on a mechanical titan a person stood up and saw the giants. Finally, worthy opponents of my Titan's TV, camera and speaker attack. Narrator. The three went against the giants, but they could not defeat them, their lethal force and weapons were brutal, in addition to the power and strength they had, the sonic power of the Horn Titan, and the attack power of the Camera Titan, along with the mental control of the TV were brutal, nobody expected it. Sengoku could not believe it while the white-bearded pirates and the Amazons watched the battle from afar and went through the portal to Shichibukai, looking at how they were stronger than ever, nobody was at their level. Alquora. Who else follows? Will continue. Narrator. The battle was at its height and a sailor watched from below, death and destruction ravaging the place. Kobe. What the hell is going on here? I have to tell Mr. Garp he ran until he reached the prison, but found himself face to face with Usopp. What are you doing here? Usopp. Kobe, tell me where Luffy is. Kobe. Luffy, no, I didn't see him. Narrator. At that moment, Kuma comes out from behind a wall. Kuma. We have to make Luffy see reason and stop calling himself Alquora, it's our only chance. Kobe. Kuma, tell me where Luffy is. Narrator. The other Mugiwaras arrive and Robin says. Robin. There's Luffy, resist, we'll save you from this darkness like you did in the past. A hard blow to the new Yako P4. Well, here is the fourth chapter of this arc, well, let's not go around in circles, let's get started. As much as One Piece, videos, characters, images and others are not mine, they are from their respective authors, without further ado, let's start. In the previous chapter. Narrator. He took flight with his enormous demonic black wings and went to propel down this return all the white-bearded crew to his chest and arrived at the center of the execution square where the Mugiwaras and Bo Hancock were while the other Shichibukais were in front of that crew. Alquora. Well, let's start with the destruction of the navy today. I will sink this prison into the seabed all over the globe. The news was spread. A pirate had said he would sink the entire prison. No one thought when he said, I will avenge my crew that you eliminated. My name is Monkey D Luffy, now called Alquora. No one on the globe thought that demon was Luffy Hancock. Go. I don't want you to get hurt. Go with Whitebeard. I won't repeat it again. B Hancock. Are you sure, Alquora? He turned around and gave him a serious look. Okay crew, we're going. B Nigra. You won't leave Hancock. One of her teach crew already had her in his sights with his weapon when at that moment someone is heard screaming. 6 Dance of Anger, Sea of Blood. The sword was covered in blood and turned into a red dragon with violet eyes that flashed death, and out of nowhere, they had already split it in half without anyone realizing how it happened. That's what happens to you for trying to hurt a friend of the bastard captain. The Hawk. Impossible, I didn't see when it moved, besides it was very far away, how did it get there so quickly? The Nigra. Impossible how he did it. Her face of desperation and fear was noticeable, and she knew that swordsman was not normal. Hey you fat boy, tell me you're Blackbeard, right? I want to know how strong you are. A golden axe was seen, and a tall man. I want to see if you can devour my son with your darkness. He raised his hand, and a great scorching sun covered everything around him, and he went against the pirate who didn't expect it. It's time to find out if the darkness defeats the son of the Eskener pride. Narrator. While on top of one of those mechanical titans, a person stood up and saw the giants that the navy had. Mikitsuki. Finally, worthy opponents of my Titan's TV, camera and speaker attack. Narrator. The three went against the giants, but they could not defeat them. Their excessive strength and lethal weapons made them brutal on the battlefield. In addition, they had the sonic power of the Horn Titan and the firepower of the Camera Titan, along with the mental control, weapons and excessive strength of the TV Titan. They were brutal, nobody expected it. Sengoku could not believe it while the white-bearded pirates and the Amazons watched the battle from afar and went through the portal to Shichibukai, looking at how they were stronger and nobody was at their level. Alquora. Who wants to fight the most? Narrator. The battle was at its height, a sailor saw everything from below, death and destruction ravaged the place. Kobe. What the hell is going on here? I have to tell Mr. Garp he ran until he reached the prison but found himself face to face with Usopp. What are you doing here? Usopp. Kobe, tell me where Luffy is. Kobe. Luffy, no, I didn't see him. Narrator. At that moment, Kuma comes out from behind a wall. Kuma. We have to make Luffy see reason and stop calling himself Alquora, it's our only chance. Kobe. Kuma, tell me where Luffy is. Narrator. The other Mugiwaras arrive and Robin says. Robin. There's Luffy, raising his hand and pointing at a man with black demon wings. Resist, we will save you from that darkness as you did in the past for us. In the current chapter. Narrator. At that moment all the Impel Down prisoners with devil fruits and the white-beard pirates with devil fruits attacked the marines, Shichibukais, and those who were on the side of the navy, and someone attacked Mihawk, that is Ringoku. He couldn't believe it, the power of martial arts and sword made him retreat. Mihawk. Perhaps this is the power of the swordsman of Luffy's new crew. Ringoku. So you're a Shichibukai, right? I see you say I'm a swordsman, aha, but in reality I'm a blood demon, I'm a superior moon. Do you want to know why I'm so strong? We all have devil fruits, mine is blood. Know me, it allows me to create weapons with my blood, and not only that I can also consume the blood of my enemies, by cutting them, haha, take care, because I'm going to kill you. This one with the blood created a chain with a tip that Mihawk blocked with his sword, but when he was going to attack it returned to him, but he also blocked it. You're good, I want to learn more from you this time. I'll go seriously. Wind style 5 stance. Sakura cuts. Hundreds of Cereso petals moved with the wind, but these became cuts that Mihawk narrowly dodged. I see that you can teach me more, come on, don't falter, I want to learn more from you. He lunged at him with a demonic smile, hahaha. Narrator. On the other side, Blackbeard had already lost almost all of his new crew. The son of pride, Escanor, had finished off almost all of them except Jesus Burgess, his last companion, Blackbeard, who said to the Colossus. J. Burgess. Who the hell are you? Because my strength doesn't hurt you because he. Escanor. You know why? He looks up. Narrator. He saw the sunshine at its highest point. J. Burgess. And the sun is above us. Escanor. I see that you are not really as strong as they said. You know why? I am the representation of the sun, I am Escanor, the lion of pride, and this ends here. J. Burgess. Damn, this one hit again and again and again, but as Escanor advanced, Jesus retreated each hit, making him feel the Colossus Burgess less because he, I can't hurt you. Escanor. You don't understand, right? A lion never backs down from its prey. J. Burgess. You bastard, don't believe me so much. I slammed this one, but I didn't move it, even though the floor was destroyed where it was. I'm going to finish you off. Escanor. Empty words from someone who can't even move me. This one put his axe on the ground and fractured the entire ground just from the pressure of that axe on the ground, destabilizing almost the entire prison. He raised his arms and brought them together, interlacing his fingers, looking superiorly at this one. The blow destroyed the ground, leaving Burgess in very bad shape. Wow, how weak, but you're still alive. This one took him by the neck, and this one began to increase the temperature. He dies. Cruel sun, flame of pride. At that moment this one was mercilessly incinerated by the immense flames and voted him to the ground, the last bastion that had a black beard. Well, now it's you and me who starts. This one took out his 3 weapons and shot, smiling that he had killed him, but what was his surprise to see that he did not have a single wound. When he saw the ground, he saw the melted bullets turned into incandescent steel, and that scared him. Escanor took his maid. What a disappointment. Are you afraid of the unknown? My fruit was designed for Master Alquora, only I and no one else can have it. There is only one exception. I will give it to my next bearer, but that still won't happen. So swallow this. Cruel sun. The sun went against him and he used his power, but there was still a problem when he tried to consume it. He only absorbed the flames, but not the sun. What's happening? You can't consume something that is bigger than your darkness. Pathetic. Consume it if you can, but I doubt it. Stay there until Mr. Alquora comes for your devil fruit, hahaha. Enigra. Oh, that's not true, damn scan. Narrator. On the other side of the execution square, Moria was fighting with several white-bearded warriors, but he tried to remove their shadows, but couldn't because the shadows beneath them were enormous, as big as Impel Down. Moria. What the heck? At that moment an axe smashed his scissors, and that annoyed him. Who did that? Idiot. Moria looked around when he saw black feathers fall from the sky, and looked up, seeing a beautiful woman with yellow eyes, 2 horns adorned her head, and black armor covered her body, which landed on the ground, delicately keeping her wings behind her. You take advantage of people and shadows, but you will not be able to cut. The shadow of Alquora-sama is much bigger than it appears. Moria. It doesn't matter who Alquora is, I never knew him well, but you will be an excellent toy for me. His bats were at his sides when a huge snake made of purple shadows devoured them in front of him. He turned around angrily, but when he saw another woman he just smiled. I see another toy has come to see me. Do you think we're toys? Don't make me laugh, you piece of vampire chicken leg, because that's what you look like. Are you really joking? A black now came off that covered her entire body, and her purple eyes shone in that thick purple fog. No more games, right Albedo? Albedo. See Evelyn. Narrator. The 2 went against him, but Moria did not expect that they would deliver a powerful blow to the stomach that caused him to be thrown a few hundred meters and crashed against one of the walls. But that did not stop him, because a huge snake caught Moria, throwing him from side to side, doing a lot of damage. When he fell for the 9th time he broke free and was angry because he had received a lot of damage, and he remembered when he was defeated by the Mugiwaras, and that made him angry. Releasing a threatening aura. Moria. Damn bitches, I'm going to kill you. At that moment he saw a cannon centimeters from his face and it quickly moved, but he couldn't cover his ears because at such a short distance the sound was brutal that it left Moria incapacitated. He saw double and didn't expect a metallic claw to grab him by the neck, whipping him from left to right and throwing him against another nearby wall, looking with hatred at that dark-looking woman with 4 metallic heads coming out of her back and her feet had metallic tips. What the hell are you? Albedo. We already had it mastered, Alana. Alana. Nobody calls my rivals bitches and lives to tell the tale. Moria. Damn you, when I kill you I'm going to turn your bodies into horrendous phenomena. I'm going to have a blast. At that moment a red mist surrounded them and Mora went against them, grabbing Evelyn by the neck and slamming her into the ground, killing her instantly. One less missing. This one voted her aside and saw Albedo angry. Albedo. Dog. Moria saw how crazy she was, but she didn't expect her to disappear, and when she saw him again he had his axe. He saw an opening and hit her with all his strength, sinking her into the ground. He took his axe that was in the air and cut off her head without hesitation. He took her head and said, Moria. Finally, as I told you, you are mine, bitch. This one had no rest and a metal claw cut her face superficially. Wow, you are angry. Moria saw how she shot like crazy and had large openings, and when she was in position she slowly cut their heads on her back, and with a part of her armor, she pierced her throat. Hahaha, they are mine for my experiments. All. Really, that's what you think? Moria remained static, and when he turned around he saw the bodies of the three women dripping blood, and Moria attacked again, but no matter how much he attacked, they kept getting up. What's happening? You're not afraid of the dead, right? This one started to use his fruit, but when he tried to use the shadows of his enemies, they heard him releasing them. Now he had more enemies, and they attacked him mercilessly. Tied with the shadows, Albedo corpse took his axe and said, let's do an open heart surgery. At that moment he woke up. Narrator. A female deer stood before him with a red smoke in her hand, smiling. What's wrong? You didn't like sleeping in nightmares. Moria. Damn, I'm going to do to you what I did to you in my dreams, and this time I will do it. Hahaha. Albedo. Thanks Lilia, let's get started. Moria. I won't let them get away with it that easily. All. Try chicken leg. Narrator. Moria fights with four females: Albedo, Alana, Evelyn and Lilia, who did not give him respite. Albedo with great blows left him breathless, but Evelyn and her snakes that bit quickly and poisoned him, while Alana that shoots round after round of ammunition that brutally damages Mora. Mora. Who are you bitches? Out of nowhere an explosion happened and he fell very badly when Lilia jumped in front of him. She said, Lilian. Sleepy to death, her eyes turned red, and at that moment Mora entered a deep sleep and fell to the ground, starting to scream over and over again until he fainted. Don't worry, your fruit will serve the cause of the Mugiwaras very well. Hahaha. Looking up and seeing Alquora imposing from the sky. Narrator. While on the other side the last two Mugiwaras were in front of Doflamingo, who did not know that those two were not weak at all. In front of him were Mikitsuki with his Barbados machine and Victor the music demon, who were in their musical skeleton king form. Doflamingo. I see, I don't have to hold back with these guys. He looked around and knew he had to use all his power or he would die, or worse, Alquora would come for him and it would be his end. Well, whose piece? Mikitsuki. Well, you are the most difficult, that's why Master Alquora told us that we will take care of you personally. Ready, Victor? Victor? Let's start. Narrator. At that moment the barbarian thrusters were activated and with great speed they arrived together where Doflamingo was. He used his armor hockey, but the blow was so strong that it made him crash against part of the great prison, destroying it. When he came out of the rubble he saw an imposing drill that almost pierced him. When he saw his attacker again, it was Mikitsuki who quickly attacked him again, but Doflamingo used his fruit, turning his drill into threads, but with speed he cut the arm of his machine. Doflamingo. I see you're not that powerful, bastard, but his laughter stopped when he saw how his machine arm regenerated immediately, showing to his astonishment that you are Mikitsuki. I would say you should pay attention to him. Narrator. From the dense layer of dust came Victor with his amplifiers at his sides and shouted loudly, causing Doflamingo's eardrums to break, and he was at the mercy of Mikitsuki, who modified his arm and said, Mikitsuki. Heavy doom booster. The shot hit squarely, making a hole in the prison, but Mikitsuki's metal claw caught it. He had a lot of damage and was unconscious. Now you are no longer a problem, Doflamingo, my captain has won. Narrator. While elsewhere Luffy was fighting with the boss of all the sailors and of that Sengoku prison. Luffy. I see you haven't given up, Sengoku. At that moment two giants crash where Ace would be executed. The camera titan has them by the neck and with his hammer he breaks the leg of a giant who screams, but the other giant hits him, but he crashes her again and grabbing her by the trench coat, but he destroys it. She tries by all means to get rid of him, but he takes out his machine guns and shoots at her, who screams in pain after receiving hundreds of wounds. He grabs her again and flies with her, raising her hundreds of meters, and then with his rockets, he propels himself towards the earth, piercing it, and then his core in his chest ignited, burning her alive. Seeing that she wasn't moving, he voted for her. He took off and went against the other giant who barely stopped. He hit her hard, taking him to the other side of the prison. Your giants and your Shichibukais have lost, only you remain, and I have an excellent job for you. You will be the one to stop my grandfather for a while. Give him happiness and love. At that moment he created a portal next to him and it appeared behind him and it created needles in his fingers. At that moment he pierced it. At that moment Sengoku's body began to modify rapidly. A black tar absorbed him and expelled Sengoku. When that thick tar was removed, his clothes changed and turned black with gray, his hair turned gray, turning platinum, his weapon became a katana, and his eyes changed to blue. When Luffy released her and walked towards him, but when Sengoku tried to attack him, he cut him in the chest, and when he tried to use his fruit, he couldn't. What's happening? Sengoku can't with your copy. Welcome to my crew, Sakaier-san. Narrator. She knelt down and expelled her chest. Everyone on the planet was dismayed. Sakaier. It's a pleasure to see you, master, I am at your service. Luffy. For now I'm just going to claim something from you now that I've copied you from him. You'll have to go after my grandfather, keep it there, it's clear, but now I want your fruit. Sakaier Tamela de mi la hito hito no mi model de butsu. Luffy. I won't just copy this one. He put his hand on her chest and took out the fruit. But at different points two Yonkos just smiled at seeing this young man, but the others were impressed. In Shibundi Whitebeard and Hancock saw everything from the world news, while Luffy saw his crew bring the Shichibukai with the first to go was with Mora and he extracted her fruit. Luffy. Finally the cage no mi fruit is mine. Before everyone's eyes, the fruit was consumed by a black tar and someone was created, still with shadows on his body, and Luffy said finally, one more step of my revenge, get out of there. Count. A new person came out of this. Luffy. Welcome Count Alucard. See Alucard. It is a pleasure to be with you, Master Alquora. He knelt. I took your second Shichibukai, Master, absorb his fruit. Luffy. No, Count, I need you like this, I'll just copy your fruit like the other Shichibukais. See Alucard. Yes, I love Alquora, your words are orders to me. He bowed and looked at Alquora with a smile. He put his hand on his chest and the fruit was created in his hand. He is one step closer to his revenge. Luffy. Yes, he devoured the fruit and a large shadow was created at his feet and then returned to being his shadow again, one step closer. Narrator. At that moment Mikitsuki approached and said. Mikitsuki amo Alquora qui est el otro Shichibukai da Flamingo. Luffy. Another one for my collection. Narrator. At that moment Mikitsuki voted for Doflamingo, who fell at Luffy's feet, lifted him by the neck and said with an angry grimace. Luffy. You're no good to me. The way your needles came out of his hand and he stuck them in his chest, transforming him, and the same thing happened to Sengoku, but Luffy got Doflamingo out of that mess, throwing him to the ground without mercy. Get out of there, Lady Flamingo. El Flamingo. It's a pleasure to see you, Master, you're looking for my fruit, right? Take it. He put his hand on his chest and took the fruit out of it. Devour it. This is not my model, Luffy and I. Luffy. I'm not going to take away your power and abilities. I'll do the same as with Alucard, one more step of my revenge, and then I'll sink this prison. This one saw the fruit in his hand. Now you're mine. The Ito. Not my model. Threat is mine. This one opens his mouth and devours her. Only one more is missing. This one sees a huge sun and a black beard, very tired and sweating brutally, while Escanor was kneeling at that moment. Alquora moves at great speed, arriving in front of Escanor, who says. Escanor. Here is Master, the bearer of Kuro no Mi. Luffy. So this fatty is Blackbeard, right, Escanor? Escanor C. Amo Alquora. Enigra. Mujiwara. Why do they call you Alquora? Haha, tell me what happened to you to get to this point. Haha. Luffy. Ah, it's true, I haven't told you, right? I want everyone to know what happened for me to become this, well, and listen carefully, all of you who listened to me 4 days ago. Bartolomeo Kuma took away my nakamas, the darkness consumed me, but from that darkness my new nakamas were born. Escanor, the lion of pride, the sun that consumes everything. Mikitsuki, the master of the war machines. Victor with a lick of music. Ringoku, the upper moon, the blood demon. My 4 generals and the women under my command are Eveling, the Gorgon of Despair, Lilia, the Fawn of Nightmares, Albedo, the Fallen Angel, and finally Alana, the War Machine. Aces are my maids from my crew. They are my new nakamas. Now I just have to consume your fruit and it will be your end. Blackbeard only saw how Luffy advanced slowly and despair overwhelmed him. He had seen what happened to the other Shichibukai and he didn't want that, but the sun in front of him didn't let him escape. His fear intensified when he saw Luffy a few inches away from him and he said there's nowhere to run now. Blackbeard. He nailed his hand into his chest and at that moment a fruit came out, but Blackbeard began to age quickly. I see the fruit. Yummy yummy no me, it's mine. Escanor. Finish it. Escanor. Your words are my orders, let's finish what we started. Cruel sun. At that moment, the sun that stopped Blackbeard turned quickly and swept away Blackbeard in one fell swoop. Everything ended. Narrator. Well, Luffy saw that fruit. And without hesitation consumed it. Luffy. I will soon go for the Tenubitos, and the world bosses. Luffy opened his eyes and walked towards everyone who bowed. The Titans saw their master and bowed. The Titan horn picked him up and also in the entire prison. Listen to me, sailors, those who have nothing to do with this leave. I give you the opportunity to leave this compound and join my crew. You have two options. Besides that, I need comrades to defend Shichibukai and other places. They say will join me. Oh, they will run away like the cowards. AR, take off your uniforms and embrace the ideals of the Mugiwaras. We are all family. I give you the opportunity to live as you have always wanted without fear of not returning alive with your families. Decide, abandon your desire to fight for the bastard government and join me, and we will free the planet from its tyranny. No more slaves, no more discrimination, and no more unnecessary deaths. Before you knew me as a crazy, but now no more stupidity will be what everyone wanted to be, a liberator. Narrator. Everyone began to lower their weapons, and others took off their admirals' trench coats and navy caps. Luffy. Good decision. He took out his sword and cut the air, and a portal to Shichibukai appeared. Run, hurry, because it won't be forever. Narrator. Everyone started to run and take their wounded companions, but at that moment Lilia said. Lilia. Don't worry about your comrades, I'll heal them. Come on, move, if it won't be forever. The wounded were healed, and they were carried by Lilia and placed on the other side. The people of other countries see Luffy as he always was, but now he was more serious, but it's not over yet. Narrator. From one of the prison walls Borsalino came out very hurt. His hands were damaged, his left leg was very bad, he could no longer regenerate normally. The red liquid dripped from his wounds, and another Borsalino was in front of him with speed. He went where the other was hitting him, and he landed in front of Luffy, who looked at him with hatred. Borsalino. Lulu, Luffy, your friends. He lifted him up and squeezed his neck as, listen to me, Lu. Luffy. Shut up, bastard. A shock wave ran through the place, and many fell to the ground. Everyone there was amazed. Where is Kuma? Borsalino. Haha, he tried to hit Luffy, but he loosened his grip. I don't know. Narrator. At that moment Luffy lost all reason and smashed him on the ground and said with hatred. Luffy. Then I'll claim your fruit completely, but so you don't worry, you know I'll make an exception. I'll do the same thing I did to Sengoku. His hands became needles, and he nailed them into Borsalino's body. Fruit, join me. At that moment, the copy of Borsalino joined the original like a tar absorbed Borsalino's body. A black mass condensed, while Luffy withdrew his hand from it. The sphere solidified. Everyone was amazed. Without expecting it, the sphere began to break, and a golden light emerged from the cracks, and when it broke appeared a tall woman with a perfect figure in a golden suit, glasses of the same color, short hair, that when it came out turned into light and appeared in front of Luffy and bowed. It's time to give you a new name, Brenda. Brenda. It is a pleasure to serve you, and if you want anything else from me, I will be fascinated with whatever you want, Master Luffy. Luffy. For now, stay with my crew, Albedo. She will be the last in line. It was clear. Albedo. Yes, I love Alquora. Listen to me, Brenda, you will be under my command, and I don't want any failures. Brenda. Don't worry, Master Alquora told me to be under your command, and that's what I will do. Narrator. While on the floor below, all the true Mugiwaras were trapped under the rubble, but Kuma saved them. His arm was damaged, and one of his eyes was cybernetic. You could see the blood running down his head. Frankie got out of the rubble protecting Nami and Robin. Frankie. We never thought that huge machine would go through the roof. Wait, where are Zoro, Usopp, Chopper, Kobe, Sanji and Brook? Narrator. The ground was cut, and 6 people came out of the ground with minor cuts, small bruises and scrapes. Brook. We almost died in there. Zoro. We almost became an omelet. Sanji. Shut up, if it weren't for my kicks we wouldn't have gotten out of that rubble, animal. Chopper. Okay, guys, we all cooperate. Usopp. I felt like I was going to die. Kobe. Wait, where are we? I see we are on the 3rd floor of the prison. We have to return to the 1st level now. At that moment the whole prison shakes. What was that? Zoro. I don't know, but I have a bad feeling about this. Let's get out of here. They ran through the hallways. Dead and hundreds of corpses were in the hallways. When they saw the exit, when they saw the sky, they felt terror. Damn, that's what I thought. Narrator. Alquora stood above the prison and said. Alquora. A promise is a promise, recorded very well, all of you in the press, because this day I will sink this prison into the ocean. Everyone recorded from afar. Well, the Arcadia rose hundreds of meters above the prison. Today you will have nowhere to hide. Orase. He extended his hand and with his fingers pointed to the great prison, and while this was happening the true Mugiwaras were already on the outside looking for a ship, and they found it immediately. Setting sail. 0 Escurias. A green and black star formed, creating a black sphere which grew and grew until it was almost the width of the Arcadia. This is a reminder not to mess with Monkey D. Alquora or his crew. Far from the gates of Impel Down, the crew of the Mugiwaras saw that black and green sphere rising in the sky. Nami. Robin. That's not Luffy, what have they done to you? Luffy. Zoro. Sanji. This is the real power of his fruit, isn't it true? Usopp. Frankie. That can't be Luffy. Chopper. Brook. What happened to get to this point, Luffy? Alquora. Disappears. The sphere advanced, crashing into the prison that slowly shattered piece by piece until a huge explosion was seen thousands of kilometers away. Shanks saw that green and black cross rise, and that amazed him while Alquora turned around, took his sword, removing it from his sheath, and cut the air. A large portal appeared, and the large ship crossed that portal, and the true Mugiwaras disappeared. They saw that with sadness, but at that moment, a boat arrived in that ship where Mihawk was very bad but alive, and Nami said, "Nami? Wait, that's Mihawk, come on Zoro." Zoro. Yes Mihawk, are you okay? Mihawk. I barely survived with that man. I was lucky that that titan voted me with his sonic wave. The good thing is that I fell into a boat. Nami, Senor Mihawk. Chopper. Kirilo. Chopper. Yes, this one started to heal him. Sanji. Luffy's power is devastating, seeing how a hole absorbed the ocean until it was full. Now what will we do? Nami. I don't know. Mihawk. You have two options. First, abandon all hope of seeing your captain again and join me, or second, train for 2 years until you surpass Luffy's power. Zoro. I choose the second one, please, Mr. Mihawk, train, I know I can improve. Mihawk. First you will have to train armor and vision haki, and then I will train you, but keep in mind I almost lost to Rengoku and you. Frankie. I will also go for the second one. My current power is not at the level of Mikitsuki and his Barbados machine, I have to improve. Kuma. Then come with me, we will go see Vegapunk. With his technology we will improve my weapons and also your technology. Brook. I will also go train with my powers. I saw the power of that copy of me and I can't compete with his music. I must train more. Kuma. I know there is a powerful woman who loves music, her name is Yuta, and you can go to the island of music. It is just gaining fame. If you go there you can improve. The coordinates are on this ship. Sanji. I'll go with Yerma 66. I have to improve my powers even if I have to sell my soul to the devil. Kuma. No, better come with us Sanji-kun, there you can do more things than just go with the Yerma 66. Sanji. Thank you very much, Kuma. Usopp. Kuma, is there a place where I can train? Kuma. Yes, it is south of where we are, it is an island with lost technology. If you want to go there, you can find something that will help you, and perhaps a teacher on this ship also has records of that island, and I will give you a map that Nami can replicate. Nami. Yes, I will. Mihawk. Nami, if you want to improve, there is an island north of Shibundi where women are trained in the art of elements, and you can also learn armor haki. Most of the women of that place are warriors. The name of that island is Brafin, and they are very intelligent. Give them something that they have never seen, and they will train you. You can also go Robin, they have a great library. Nami. Robin. Thank you very much, we really appreciate it. One day we will return this help. Kuma. Little Chopper, also join us to the technological city, there you will also learn new healing methods and your repertoire of medicines will increase. Chopper. Thank you very much, Kuma-san. Mihawk. Now it's time to go to our places where we will learn and improve. We have 2 years. Avoid newspapers. Concentrate on what you want and don't lose that path. It was clear. All? Yes. Narrator. While in Shibundi, all the Whitebeard pirates and their comrades along with Hancock's crew and Garp along with Ace were waiting for Alquora's arrival, but at that moment everything went dark, and when they looked up, the great Arcadia ship was above their heads, and from it, the new Mugiwaras descended and saw Luffy sitting on a throne looking at them. He gets up and goes to where Whitebeard is, and when he is in front of him, he kneels and says, "Luffy. I, Alquora, hope that the great Yonko will allow me to be his partner, and for that I want to make a request. You are already grown up and no longer have the power you had before, so this is my request. In exchange for rejuvenating, you will give me 10 years of experience from your memories, as the powerful Yonko says." B. Blanca. Sounds interesting, but how many years will you go back? Luffy. 40 years old, he will age normally until he returns to his current age, but I will keep his memories. B. Blanca. Okay, let's do it, kids. I know it's risky, but bring my logbook. There I have all the information about my trips and everything else, even when my kids joined. Narrator. Several of his sons brought a huge thick logbook and placed it in front of Whitebeard, who said, "B. Blanca. Well, let's start." At that moment Alquora released a black tar from his body that slowly covered his body up to his head. A few minutes later it began to retreat, revealing a young Whitebeard who appeared in front of his crew and his children. When he opened his eyes everyone was scared, but he recognized everyone. Ha 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 ha. How are you, my dear crew? Everyone. Father. Everyone hugged him while seeing him in his prime. Thank you, Luffy. Alquora. I already told you my name. Now my name is Monkey D. Alquora. We'll continue. Narrator. Elsewhere, hundreds of ships were traveling to Shibundi with the idea of being part of Alquora's crew, and a woman was among those ships, that Princess Vivi, who planned to see her friend and find out about Luffy's previous crew and if he had died. I lived. I hope Luffy's crew hasn't died. I'm a little uneasy about that, but I hope that when I arrive everything will be okay. I hope to see them again. Narrator. Near the flooded Impel Down was Shanks and saw one of his men who came out of the sea. Shanks. Tell me what's down there. Mushroom. There is the prison, but it is only remains this one came out of the water. Whatever attacked Impel Down was thousands of times stronger than you Shanks. I don't know who attacked this place, but now the world government must be very angry our plans went ahead. Shanks. Something tells me everyone is thinking the same thing as me. There's a new Yonko and I don't know who he is, but he's brutally dangerous. Narrator. Elsewhere a person was eating cakes and says. Tell me where this new Yonko Katakuri is. Katakuri. According to what they tell me, it's in Shibundi, mom. The mom. Okay, send him a little warning not to mess with my territories. Katakuri. If mom leaves, I'll give your message. He left, but when he was about to leave, Big Mom said. The mom. I'm just warning you, don't get too close, talk to him, don't fight, I don't want to lose you or lose them all. Katakuri. Don't worry, mom, you know I'm not that stupid. I'll have everything under control. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.